Yes, the Cardinals did, in fact, win their home opener. What a day it was yesterday for all of us at KMOX. A sold-out Kegs and Eggs. It was highly successful. An energetic crowd came out in 40-degree weather, cloudy. We did it right. Everything was great. You know what? If the weather looked like today, that would have been the only thing that would have made yesterday better. Just a nice sunny day.
We had 15 minutes
great.
of today yesterday at the game.
We did.
Yeah.
The sun came out for a moment.
Yeah.
Cardinals get a win at home.
I love Kegs and Eggs. It's just such a fun party, and you have all of the Cardinals' former players and the dignitaries coming in, and it's chaos, but fun chaos.
Yeah. I love chaos.
Only happens once a year.
It really does. Mm-hmm. Did you get to go, John?
I didn't go to Kegs and Eggs. I went to Pizza and Kelly's.
Okay.
Yeah, he came over to pizza at my office before the game, and then he and I went not separately. John went to the game with his son, it was your birthday present, right?
Yeah.
And I went to the game on my tickets.
That's
and
nice.
We had a lovely time yesterday, and I don't know. Opening day to me has evolved to be less about the game, and I love Cardinal baseball. Like, I will go and watch the games.
Yeah.
With the exception of opening day. Opening day seems to be more about the ceremony and the pageantry than the actual game that took place. But boy, that game wound up being good yesterday, huh?
Came back and won. How about that?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So we got down there pretty early, like 9 a.m. And about an hour before the game started, I'm like, whew, I am pretty tired. Like it felt like we'd been there so long. It was weird to think the first pitch wouldn't even be for another hour. But then when 2:30 hit,
yeah,
and the Clydesdales
giving me a break. That's the best.
It's unbelievable. Wow. It's so much fun. And I actually was standing next to an older woman who just looked like a hardcore Cardinals fan. And I asked her, I said, do you come to every opening day? And she said, no, this is my first one.
Wow.
I've been a teacher for 50 years. And I decided to take off school and go to opening day.
Good for her.
How awesome is that?
Good for her.
It's incredible.
So I did a little experiment yesterday. I said to myself, I'm only going to take one picture of the Clydesdales. Mm-hmm. So when the Clydesdales came in, I took one picture and I put my phone in my pocket. I may have been the only human being in the ballpark who didn't have their phone out.
Right.
We have turned into a society that holds up plastic at major things that are happening in front of our faces.
I agree with you. I kind of wish that most people would take one photo, one quick video, and just put it away and enjoy what's in front of them. But it just isn't like that anymore.
And the picture that I took is essentially the Clydesdales in the distance. But the thing that's most compelling to you is that everybody in the photo is holding up a phone, taking a picture. And I'm going to try to do this more, like live in the moment and quit taking the picture.
A photo minimalist.
Yeah.
Is what you're going to become.
I'll tell you, and you know what was cool? And I know it doesn't happen on opening day because it's always during the day, so you don't need the flash bulbs. But it's no longer necessary. You know, people don't have their cameras with them. They have their phones. And your flash isn't going to light up in a stadium with all that lighting. But that used to be a really cool visual.
Oh, when McGuire was hitting,
that summer.
Love that.
Every time a pitch would come in, just the wide shot of just thousands of flash bulbs was such a cool effect.
Okay,
I missed that.
This is a downer. I don't mean to be a downer. But I did think, I'm going to forge ahead. So I did think of this yesterday because I always say, like, I don't want to take KMOX and the Cardinals and Kegs and Eggs and opening day for granted. It's so much fun. It's such a privilege. And even our news director, Beth Coughlin, said, can you believe we're, quote, at work today? Like, this is what we do. Right? We're at work. But one thing that I realized over the years growing up in St. Louis that maybe I accidentally took for granted, when the Red Jackets came out, how many years we had Bob Gibson, Lou Brock, Tim McCarver, Mike Shannon. And I felt like I kept waiting, like subconsciously you're waiting for those jackets to come out, the Red Jackets, all the Hall of Famers. And we lost so many good ones in the past few years. Yeah. We had it really good for so long. And it still is, but I still thought of them. I couldn't get through an opening day without thinking of all those guys.
I thought yesterday about the day 5 years ago, when Bob Gibson threw out the first pitch to Tim McCarver.
Oh, yeah.
That was special.
Yeah.
That was special. And, we need to remember these times Ozzie Smith is 69 years old.
Mhm.
He looks great. He's
does.
still doing a lot. He's very active in his business and different affairs, and really just a magnificent representative of what St. Louis Cardinal baseball is. We are very fortunate to have had and to have Ozzie Smith as part of this storied franchise.
Yeah.
You know who else was there yesterday? No fanfare. Joe Buck was there.
Well, that's right. He was. I didn't
just
see
hanging
him
out at the game.
but apparently some people ran into him.
Yeah.
Some people from KMOX ran into him.
Yeah, well,
told us about it.
And I found out because Mason Jar's friends ran into him. They were sitting and he was a few rows down and they took a picture. I'm like, hey, here's Joe Buck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he's a St. Louisan. He wants to do it too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good for him.
Oh, yeah.
I have a suggestion. Can we start the suggestion box for next year?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, this ought to be
Am I
good.
going to get in trouble? Oh my gosh, Steve is at the
Why
window.
is Steve staring at
Our
us?
boss,
Our
Steve
boss is
Moore.
here.
Just walking
He is
up.
here. He's taking
He's
pictures.
such a micromanager.
I don't think
pictures.
he's.
I
in
wonder
the-
if he's got our tickets to Kegs and Eggs, Hancock.
Oh yeah, a little too late for that now.
Probably. They've got holes
Yeah.
punched in them already.
How do you not get Kegs and Eggs tickets for Hancock
We
and
don't
Kelly?
rate. We don't rate around here. Is what I'm trying to say. We waltz in here on Fridays every so often on Mondays.
I think you're a huge part of this
No,
station.
We're
this
tiny,
station
little
couldn't
teeny, tiny.
operate
Without
without Hancock and Kelly.
tiny.
No one
part.
could
I
do what
know.
you guys do with your experience for
Insignificant.
free. No one else could do
Oh
it.
no, they can do it for free. I can. If we can do it for free, so can
That's what I
they.
mean.
Yeah.
They're not going to find
Our
anyone else.
interns, John Hancock and Michael
Right.
Kelly.
Well, if you guys keep practicing, maybe
Yeah.
one day
Yeah.
you guys can also be real radio people.
Yeah, that
but
would
see,
be
I think
fun.
you've got it down because you can plead ignorance. You know, we don't get emails. We don't even work
That
here.
is nice.
Right.
That is nice. You know, we
But you
We
do
kinda
get emails. You just don't
quasi-
hold on a
yeah,
second.
yeah. No,
They-
we're quasi in and
You hold
quasi
on.
out.
Hold on. You guys do. You are kept in the loop. You do know when things are happening. You just refuse to check your emails.
True.
That's
Yes.
that's on you.
Yes. But you have to understand, we have like jobs and responsibilities outside of KMOX.
Right.
Well, I know.
With that since literally since this
the
morning,
problem-
600 and something emails.
What?
And so, you know,
Don't
to
think
hear
John
about
has as many
to
emails
hear
as
about
you.
Jenny
Michael.
and accounting's birthday, announcement is not necessarily something I'm clamoring
The
to do.
problem with the
Or to put your
problem with the
forks in the
emails around here
dishwasher.
is you got to keep changing your passwords.
Well, yeah, it's a
Yes.
security thing,
And I'm
John.
running out of ideas.
You can only put a 3 exclamation points behind the same.
I mean,
thing
and
too
they
many
won't let
times.
you can't just add another dollar sign. So
You can't. No, it's
Yeah.
that you can't do that.
So you gotta have all these different ideas, and then you have to remember what the idea was for that account. Then you got it's. I'm very
Write it down.
No, that's dangerous.
It is
A
because
bad
now
guy.
you got
A
now
bad
I've got my
guy-
password sitting right on the desk there.
Well,
for-
you
Yeah.
don't have it here. Have
What
it-
if he gets mugged and they get his Odyssey password?
Whoa, honey mama,
Oh,
that
that's-
would
that's
not
no
be
good.
good.
Okay, I didn't get to say my idea. I know we need to go.
No, okay,
Yeah.
But here's
we
the
gotta
idea.
go.
yeah, no,
And I don't want to get in trouble.
we got time.
I think we should bring back eggs to Kegs and Eggs. I think we need to make Kegs and Eggs eggy again.
There
Okay.
was no eggs at Kegs and Eggs.
There are
There
no
were
eggs.
no
It
eggs.
was
There were no
barbecue.
eggs at Kegs and Eggs.
Not. Well, there was
There haven't been
potato
eggs for the
salad.
past 3
Nary an
years.
egg.
There was potato salad.
Nary an
Not
egg.
even a quiche.
Yeah,
Not even a
Well, what
quiche.
about what
Not a
about
strip
an
of
omelet?
bacon.
What
There
about
was
an
pork.
omelet?
not an
No.
omelet.
But I
Little
really,
omelet
you
station.
guys
I'll make
think
the
What
I'm
would Jack
omelet.
Clark
joking?
say about that?
I'll make the-
Well, we had to
We had to dump Jack.
we had
Clark.
to dump Jack.
Poor guy.
Well, I want to make Kegs and Eggs eggy again. I think we can do it.
All right, let's start the campaign. Look at you. You're begging for free tickets. You get your free tickets, and then
No,
you
I didn't
complain
get
about
free
what
tickets.
wasn't served.
I didn't get free tickets. I had to use another contact who used a contact to get my own father into Kegs and Eggs. I will say, though, we had quite a few
Well,
listeners.
he doesn't work here. He got in.
Only through a friend. He had real
Hancock and Kelly
tickets.
didn't get in.
Well, not only that, but when we saw Steve Moore, our boss, I was like, show him your wristband so he knows that you're legit and I didn't sneak you in here.
Yeah.
So they showed the wristband because my own father, but I had multiple listeners come up and say, I'm so glad you got your dad into Kegs and Eggs.
Because that's all you've talked about for
well,
a
because
month.
it's ridiculous.
What? Well, this isn't about you, Amy. Kegs
What?
and Eggs is not about Amy Marks Coors. It's about St. Louis.
She had a big
It's
part
about
in it, though.
Cardinals
She was right
fans.
there. I
Man.
think I heard her talking.
Every time we talked about Kegs and Eggs, the first thing Amy said is, I can't even get my parents in.
My dad,
Well,
not parents.
thank God you did, because
know.
I was sick of hearing about
The
it.
pictures were great. Lots of St. Louis fashion influencers were there. I saw great pictures of
Yeah.
Where are you
things
seeing
going
all
Yeah.
this stuff?
on Facebook,
Oh.
brother.
Hey, guys,
Oh.
We have to take a break.
Okay.
We have commercials and stuff.
We'll get
This
stuff.
is the kind of stuff, though, that lady told you she liked. That's what we were trying to
What
help you
lady?
with.
Oh, the lady
who
that I
came up
saw.
yesterday
the
and
one
said
that
the
know
two
our
guys.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like her.
Yeah. She didn't care for Amy, though. No, she did. She liked you. It's the Chris and Amy show with Hancock and Kelly. We're going to talk about the city and hiring freeze and new developments on that when we come back.
We go where you go. 1120 AM, 98.7 FM, KMOX.com.
I have a question regarding air conditioning. What temperature outside does it need to be before you turn, or your spouse or your dad or mom, grandma, grandpa, or whoever is in charge of the thermostat? What temperature outside is your air conditioning turned on? My house, it's when it gets over 70, 72 degrees, the air conditioner is without a question coming on, especially if it's 70 or 72 degrees in the evening when I'm getting ready to go to bed. I need it at 68. That's me. How about if I told you there was a way that if you did call me and I showed you how you can keep your temperature where you want it, where you're comfortable, and maybe not spend any more? If you're interested, then call me. It's Bart Inman, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com, plus 0% for 60 months on the brands that we offer you.
Now, Ballpark Village has more excitement with Condado Tacos. Craveable tacos, dips, and bowls to enjoy with fresh fruit margaritas on the patio. Before games or after, you gotta try Condado Tacos in Park Village. Open till 11 p.m. daily and midnight Fridays and Saturdays.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
From gas to groceries, Missourians are feeling it. Higher prices are making it tough to pay your bills. So why are some in Washington pushing a costly new mandate that'll make things harder for Missouri consumers? It'll mean the credit card rewards you enjoy will go away. That's right. Earning cash back, points, or miles, all could vanish. Washington bureaucrats and Senator Hawley think they know better. Consumers and Main Street will lose big. That's why we need Senator Hawley to step up and help stop this harmful new mandate. Please call Senator Hawley at 202-224-6154. Urge Senator Hawley to stand with consumers. Paid for by American Bankers Association, ABA.com. Sponsored by Missouri Bankers Association.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
Stay connected with the heartbeat of St. Louis. KMOX News, bringing you the stories that matter most.
Hancock and Kelly with us on a Friday. It's the Chris and Amy show. Man, this week just flew by, probably because we had Cardinals baseball yesterday and opening day in St. Louis. What a beautiful day, except for the sun. There was none of it.
Well,
but it was a fun day. Great day.
10 minutes of sun.
It was a glorious 10 minutes.
Glorious.
It
10
was,
minutes of
because
sun.
that's when I ate my sandwich.
There you go.
I stood in the sun and I ate my sandwich. Hey, guys, do you know what is going on with the city hiring freeze? Because I know they talk about money. We don't have money, but they do have money. Kara Spencer wrote a letter to the mayor. The mayor's office responded, none too happy with Kara Spencer, Alderwoman Kara Spencer's letter. What is going on right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, it's awfully hard to make the argument that you have to have a spending freeze when you're sitting on $1 billion of cash from the federal government and from the Rams settlement. I think ultimately what we have is a failure to communicate and a lack of leadership is really what's going on. We are headed on a fiscal cliff inside the city of St. Louis. And quite honestly, had it not been for the pandemic and the federal cash that came down from Washington, D.C., we would be in the midst of that crisis right now. Just the loss of population, the spending, now the earnings tax is potentially in jeopardy. The city of St. Louis has to put out more than it's taking in. It's a city that at one time had 1 million people. Now it's got 200 and something thousand people. It cannot sustain itself. How the mayor puts out, I'm going to stop hiring people when she's sitting on with $1 billion, I don't know. How the fact this just comes as a pronouncement, like it came out of the, from on top and has never had any discussion, has never been dealt with or adjudicated at the Board of Aldermen, is problematic, and I think good for Kara Spencer in saying, wait a minute, let's stop for a second. We've got all this money. What's going on? And I think that's the question everybody wants answered.
Well, and I don't often find myself in this position, but in defense of Tishara Jones, the money that the city does have, and they do have a big pile of wampum out there, it's one-time wampum. And so if you start hiring a bunch of people using money that's for one-time purposes, and it's federal money, if they don't spend it, it goes back next year, right? So I think there's a little bit of prudent fiscal management to say we're not going to commit to hiring a bunch of people using this money that is a finite resource that's going away. And now we're going to have these obligations on the books that we can't afford down the road.
Well, and the mayor did state 2 pieces of legislation. One is city legislation, one is state legislation that she said would threaten future revenue streams. One is House Bill 1516, which is a state bill that would reduce the city's earning tax for remote workers. We've talked about that. And also Board Bill 146. That's a city bill that would return control of the city's firefighter pension board to firefighter interests. And she is saying that it would have drastic consequences, those are her words, for the city's budget. But it's the optics are difficult for people who maybe aren't following the day-to-day of the Board of Aldermen in the city of St. Louis. We talked about when the Board of Aldermen voted themselves a raise. So they got a raise. Then they're sitting on $1 billion.
Bad idea.
Yeah. And then they're sitting on $1 billion.
They also have fewer of them, right? Not
half.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, what are there like 15 of them down there making $80,000 right now? You know how much they make in St. Louis County? It's like $30,000.
If
we're paying for a half dozen or more people to come down here at $80,000 a year and legislate. I mean, we don't even pay them in Jefferson City that kind of money.
And then again, it just comes down to optics, because if I'm watching this, not in this position, as a host of a show, but just a parent living in, South County or West County or wherever, North County, and you're saying, okay, so the Board of Aldermen get a raise, then they're saying we don't have money. I know there are potholes where I just got a flat tire. There's $1 billion. You also were short police officers. We can't hire 911 dispatchers. None of the optics look good. They may have good reasons, but they're not easy to see.
Right. And that's where I think, and then when you have the Board of Aldermen saying, hey, wait a minute, we didn't know this was going to happen. I mean, this is, if you're going to get paid $80,000 and you want to be the mayor of the city, then you got to communicate with your legislative branch. That's not happening right now. And we're legislating via the press. Have you seen the press releases that are going back between the mayor and the Board of Aldermen? I mean, come on, this isn't the Congress. This is the city of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Well, Did we fix it?
No.
No, and of course they're all Democrats in the city. There's no,
Right,
there's
there's
no,
Oh yeah.
there's no,
No doubt about that.
yeah.
But I mean, if you want to go watch a Republican clown show, just hop in your car and go down to Jefferson City, and you can watch that nonsense.
Well, that's what makes the
we
area
both
so
got
great.
Clown
That's
shows
right.
going on. There's
Right.
no doubt about it.
Clown
I mean,
shows everywhere.
But you always like to point out that that's the case in the city. We
Has
don't
been
get
for-
as much focus of what's going on in Jefferson City, but it's even wackier down there.
Well, I don't know that I would say it's wackier.
No abortion
Mike
in the
Moon
cases
is
of rape
wacky.
and incest. That seems pretty wacky to me.
I think you guys aren't very wacky. I think you're great.
Thanks, Ron.
What about our good looking too?
Well, let's not get carried away.
Hancock and Kelly with us. It's Chris and Amy.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
What better way to support your nutrition than with the multivitamin that was created right here in St. Louis? Neovitin Original Multivitamin was created by St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki to support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Now, Neovitin Original Multivitamin is formulated with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend to give you nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Neovitin is now conveniently available through our no-obligation monthly subscription. Cancel or pause at any time, and shipping is free. Support your nutrition with a subscription to Neovitin at neovitin.com today.
Hello, my name is Chad Clayman with Clayman Group, where you can find us online at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com. Do you have a house that you'd like to sell as is and not deal with the market? Maybe you have a tenant not paying the rent or a house in disrepair and you want a simple solution for your sale? We've been in business for over 88 years and we've helped thousands of people sell their house in as-is condition with no middleman involved. Reach out today at claymangroup.com, KLAMEN group.com, and receive an offer today.
It pays to be early because at Cracker Barrel, you can get early dinner deals weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. That includes their signature meatloaf, home-style chicken, and more, starting at just $8.99. So make tonight an early dinner night.
After a long winter, your lawn is going to be starving this spring. It's hungry, so it's time to feed it with Scott's 4-Step program, available at Cotton's Ace Hardware. The 4-Step includes weed prevention, and each season, the right amount of food to keep your lawn happy, healthy, and green, and the envy of the neighborhood. You can either get the 5,000 square foot package or the 15,000 square foot package and get a $20 gift card to Cotton's Ace Hardware. Do not neglect your lawn. Get started on the 4-Step today at Cotton's Ace Hardware.
A happy place comes in many colors. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. During our spring sales event, get $250 off any home painting project, $2,500 or more, scheduled before April 30th. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
At 10:30, sun and 48 degrees downtown at the Arch. The Israeli military has dismissed 2 officers and reprimanded 3 others for their roles in drone strikes in Gaza that killed 7 aid workers on a food delivery mission. The military said a retired general's investigation into the killings found the officers mishandled critical information and violated the Army's rules of engagement.
This just in.
USC's Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, has declared for the NBA draft and entered the transfer portal. As a precaution, school is canceled at St. Clair Catholic Grade School in O'Fallon, Illinois today. 2 gas leaks found yesterday, according to the fire department, 1 in the broiler room and 1 in the kitchen. 25 kids and 1 adult got sick and were treated yesterday. Now the latest on the Cardinals. Here's Matt Pauley.
The Cardinals pick up an 8-5 win against the Marlins on opening day. Nolan Arenado has a 3-hit day. Ivan Herrera goes 2 for 5, hitting his first career home run. Lance Lynn made the start, allowing 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. The Cardinals come back late. Giovanni Gallegos gets the win. Ryan Helsley his second save. Cardinals and Marlins play game 2 of the series coming up on Saturday. Steven Matz on the mound. A 1:15 first pitch. Our coverage begins at 12:20. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. At Busch Stadium, Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
We've got a one-vehicle crash on 70 West at Salisbury in the left lane, 55 North at Virginia, roadwork in the right lane, and 44 West at Bowles, roadwork in the left lane. And for tonight, we've got a low 36 degrees after we hit a high of 57 today. For tomorrow, we'll start off frosty, then sunny, nice afternoon with a high of 61. Right now, it's 48 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. 15 years ago, we were adding on to our home. And so I convinced Sean we should update the kitchen.
We did some research and we decided to go with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Their reputation was phenomenal. To design, do the construction and the finish work, what we wanted was what we got from start to finish. So fast forward 15 years, our family's changed. We've gotten bigger.
There just wasn't the space in the kitchen anymore. People were banging into each other.
We decided 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Here's the problem. What are our solutions? Comparing working with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath 15 years ago, today, their ability to design what you want was the same.
Everything has been what I want.
The quality of 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, I think, is phenomenal. The countertops and the cabinets that they use are great. They were just good guys doing good work.
For more about your new kitchen or bath, visit 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Text message is the 314-436-7900. This text says, apparently people are okay with no eggs at Kegs and Eggs, but I'd advise you not to try no kegs at Kegs and Eggs.
Oh, well,
yes,
you got to have kegs at Kegs and Eggs.
Yeah, that's a must.
You could have eggs and eggs. That would just be way too many eggs.
No, but you have to have the kegs.
That's called Easter.
The kegs are really the most
right.
important part.
They are, but let's make Kegs and Eggs eggy again.
Here's a texter who says they love Friday mornings with all four of us. See, that's nice.
Thank you.
Are there people who don't? I mean, you don't get any texters.
No. I mean, there has to be.
Yesterday, I got stopped several times. Again, most people wanting to know, where's John?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like we go everywhere together.
And half the time it's Georgianne.
True enough.
It's on the tables. Anyway.
What's on your mind, Raj?
Yeah, look at him holding his paper. Like he's so excited to ask this question.
Yeah.
Okay, Barbara Walters.
No kidding.
You know what, Amy? Why don't you ask a question instead? Hey, how do you guys feel about the president's? What?
Yeah.
So the presidential.
No,
what?
just you got to set it up. We've talked baseball.
You talk about it.
We've talked baseball. We've talked politics.
Hanging on the edge of my seats.
Now
How
I'm
do
going
you
to
feel about
combine
the
the two.
presidents?
Okay.
What?
Since Donald Trump and Joe Biden during their presidencies, there hasn't been a presidential first pitch.
No.
And so my question is, does the presidential first pitch, does it mean anything? Have you been a part of those? And do you think they'll come back when we have someone who's not 100 years old as president?
Excellent final point there. Maybe they'll come back. I've witnessed one. I saw the All-Star game pitch with Barack Obama that happened here.
Biden did one his first term.
I saw.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, I mean, earlier in this term.
Are you sure?
Bush did
Yes.
for sure.
Right here in St. Louis.
Because I'll tell you how I know this.
And Yankee Stadium after 9/11.
Yeah, but he threw out a first pitch in
Nobody
St. Louis,
cares.
too. Both Barack Obama and George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
I was at both of those.
Yeah, I was, too.
George Bush, because it was
That's pretty incredible,
It's
right?
incredible.
That we're not Washington D.C. and we've
Yeah.
had two presidents throw out a first pitch.
Yeah, it was very, very cool.
Why did
because
Mr. Bush
you
come
could
throw
see the
out the pitch?
snipers.
Well, it was opening day,
Uh-huh.
and George Bush. There's a at least was a big Bush family footprint here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know, his uncle Buck lived here.
I love that
His
movie.
nephews, nieces were here. His cousin Burt Walker was here. I mean, the Bush family, through Dorothy Walker Bush, who was the mother of George Herbert Walker Bush, was a St. Louisan.
Okay.
And the Walker family was very involved in the business of this town for many, many years. So there was a connection between the Bush family and St. Louis.
They just kept adding middle names, huh?
You know,
Right.
George,
Pretty like Pippi Longstocking. Just 15 middle names.
so George
Well,
W.
those
Bush
are
was
people who don't understand real life either. When you've got, George Prescott Senior Smith,
George W. Bush. George W. Bush.
Common men, we
was
are.
Was the best
Michael
first
of
pitch.
Buckingham, Wellington,
He was a
He
baseball
was
guy.
the best first pitch
He
pitcher
was.
of all the presidents.
Because he
George Bush
played
was a-
baseball
he
at
was a
Yale.
baseball
His
guy.
dad.
He
His
owned
dad
a
played
team?
at Yale. His dad played at Yale. First base, famous picture of George Herbert Walker Bush with Babe Ruth.
So
back in those
I was there in
days.
2004 when W threw out the first pitch.
Yes, I was
because
there
it was
too.
the old stadium,
Right.
and you had the circle, and you had snipers in all the
Right.
arches,
Mhm.
which was very, very cool. And then when Obama threw out the first pitch, they closed Highway 40 right by the stadium because it's too close anyway. Even if there's not a president there, I feel like it's too close. And they closed it, and they had snipers on the highway, which was very, very cool for me to see.
The
Anyway,
amount of security that
Yeah.
exists, because I was in Chicago the entire Obama presidency,
Mhm.
and he would come into
All the
town a
time.
lot, and just the amount. I don't think people realize just what planning
so
occurs just for a guy to drive through the city,
yeah,
for
my
a president to drive through the city, and how many streets get closed. And it's
a lot.
My
It
friend
really
was in the
is.
Secret Service, and it sounds like very exciting, but most of it, she's like, everyone thinks it's put down your gun. Most of it's put down your pencil because it's financial crimes. But you also do security. So when Obama threw the first pitch in St. Louis, what they do is they clean the stadium or sweep the stadium 2 days before.
Right.
And so her job was to sit outside the Fox Sports Midwest booth, just make sure nobody opened that door. And so she sat there for like 20 hours. So she would text me and say, this is the non-glamorous part of the job.
the planning.
Yeah.
It's just, it really is impressive. The manpower and everything that goes into it. And the motorcade itself,
Yeah.
the amount of vehicles in a motorcade, an ambulance with the president's blood type. They have just stockpiles of blood just in case something happens. It's
Hence,
insane.
we've got the plot for our movie, which we've told you about.
Oh,
Can
that's
you
right.
tell people about it
Yeah,
again?
Go ahead, John. Tell them the plot of our movie.
So it was.
And you can't steal this idea because once it's out into the ether, everybody's heard it.
Yeah.
You can't steal this
We've
idea.
already got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell
Well,
them.
so there was a 2004 campaign, George Bush against John Kerry.
True story.
And so they were both going to be in Iowa on the same day campaigning in Davenport, Iowa, small little city. And just so happens, and this is all the true part, they both appear. And on the same day, there were 3 banks in Davenport, Iowa. All 3 of them were robbed. And so far as
Same
I know,
time.
they never found out who did it.
Hmm.
So that's all true.
Mhm.
So what we have done is create a backstory as to how that happened. And it was 2 old, washed up political hacks, one Democrat and one Republican.
Why are you laughing?
It's
just funny.
the Democrat,
It's objectively funny.
the character that we envision of the Democrat is Morgan Freeman.
Oh, very nice.
And the
Lord.
Republican, the character we envision for him is what's his name?
Clooney.
George Clooney. And Morgan Freeman had served some time in prison for taking the fall for a congressman on a scam. And he's in Iowa. He used to run the McGovern effort there, 50 years ago as a kid. And then the who's the other guy we're talking about? George Clooney.
You guys are gonna have to recast. These men are 95 years old. Now.
This is the idea.
This is an older
And
idea.
so Clooney had been a Republican operative, but he owes the IRS a lot of money, and he's kind of on the run, and he's just kind of hanging out in Iowa, not doing much. So 2 of them meet each other in a breakfast place one morning. There's no place to sit except at the bar, and the only 2 seats. They're sitting next to each other, and they start talking. And remarkable how similar their life stories are. And they become friends, and they start meeting regularly and telling stories about the old days. And they're reading the paper one morning, and it says, Kerry Bush to visit Davenport. And they said, aha,
Let's get ours.
Let's do it. This is the police.
This is their time to catch.
All the police are going to be at these events. Let's rob the banks and get out of town.
And where that came from, Ronj, is that he and I have been on presidential visits. I was with a candidate who was running for president, much more smaller security. But you realize that there are literally an army of people around the president of the United States. An army. I mean, thousands of people when he goes into a city. The FBI, the state patrol, the National Guard, everybody's involved. There was probably more security in Davenport, Iowa that day than exists in the entire Midwest.
So nobody's watching the banks.
Yeah,
of course not.
And so then we had this whole elaborate plot of how they figure out the safety deposit boxes. And
let's ride it. All of us ride it.
Clooney's next door neighbor's kid works at the bank as a teller, and so he's got to disguise himself. And it's there's all of this.
How come Clooney wound up being the Republican?
So the IRS agents are tracking down Clooney. They find they're onto him now, and so the female IRS agent, they all begin to come, and she comes in to apprehend him. He says, and they it was love at
don't
first.
ruin it for
me. It was love at first sight.
Love?
It was love at first sight. So now,
so
she's in on robbing the bank now. Now he's got FBI cover on this deal, and they all run off
Isn't this now
together.
Butch Cassidy and the
It
Sundance
kind of
Kid?
has a little of all of that going on.
Aren't they all recycles of the same story?
No, but this is a great one.
But we
This
get
is
to
a good
start. We
idea.
get to start with
Except-
based on a true story.
Guys, there is a plot hole.
It's called The Day.
Well, the bartender heard the whole conversation and turned in the two guys to the secret.
That
He
would be
heard
a
the
good.
whole thing.
The twist is the love affair between Clooney and the IRS agent.
Who's the IRS agent being played by?
Well, it could be
Renee Russo.
Huh?
Isn't
Charlize
she? Is she
Theron.
alive?
It could be.
Come on,
Charlize
These
Theron.
people are too old.
Yeah,
I think
Margot
you need to
Robbie.
replace
There you
George
go. We're
Clooney
start-
with Timothy Chalamet. He's
Yeah.
going to play
He's
John
too pretty.
Hancock.
Well, that's what you want. You want
George Clooney is
Charlemagne.
a rugged, good-looking man.
You know, a lot of
That
people
Timothy
think I look like
Chalamet, I look
Charlemagne.
at him and I think he's pretty.
now.
Yeah. He's a good-looking guy, Charlemagne.
Do
Who?
people say you look like Charlemagne?
They do.
Timothy
Especially with the
Chalamet?
wig on. No, Charlemagne, the
guy who looking for the Fountain of Youth?
No, that was
No,
Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
Talk about Charlemagne out there. Whatever happened to Ponce de Leon?
Wait, I want to hear what
They
exactly
kicked him
who
off the team
Charlemagne
after he
was
got
from
into it
my.
with Yachty in the.
That Ponce de Leon.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
Is he in? I don't think he's.
I don't know what
pitching
he's doing
anymore.
any longer.
Well, he's out there, got a job.
Charlemagne, well, he was like emperor.
navigating.
Or king, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
Probably,
yeah.
he's probably
Trying to
on the
navigate
radio.
his life
He's
right now,
probably
isn't
on
he?
the radio somewhere.
He probably is.
Charlemagne, it's French for Charles the Hare.
Yeah. He had a lot of hair, Charlemagne.
Oh,
Well, he had the wig on. He put a wig on me, and I look just like him.
Really?
Yeah.
Charlemagne.
I've seen pictures of John.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of you from not too long ago. You're a handsome man.
Well, I don't. Like
What's
to
with
talk
you
around.
two? You guys
Yeah.
worked together for a couple of weeks, and now you're calling each other
look at-
handsome and
He has-
stuff.
he's got nice eyes.
Are you moving in on my guy?
John has nice eyes.
I used to
This
have,
guy, you know what? He
I used
can't
to have
stand
good
not being the
eyebrows.
one that people are in love with. So he's
Who,
trying to,
Raj?
he's trying to break up your relationship with Hancock.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's trying to
I'm not
sidle
trying
up
to
to
do
him.
anything.
You know, I
Getting
invited
intriguing.
Ron yesterday to a bar. for
and
a
I
free
tried to get a
drink.
hold of
Let
you,
me
and what
guess,
did you
didn't
do?
go.
You did not respond to me.
I was sitting at the bar the whole dang day
well,
waiting on you.
you mentioned one specific inning.
Jack
I
Gluck
said, at
was
the top of the
Specific
third
inning.
inning, you come there, I'll be there, I'll buy
Right.
you a beer.
And so then I said, are you still going to be there? And you know what I got from you?
Nothing.
Crickets.
Because it was the third inning, I was drinking.
Crickets.
Yeah. And
I
Amy,
said, are you
had
still-
Jarhead with you. You could have came as well.
I
Well, I
texted
also had
him.
my dad.
Could have come.
I also had my dad with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have come as well. He
Everybody
likes
can
me.
come. Michael was. I mean, he was so magnanimous.
Let me
He
tell you
always
something
is.
about
What bar
Amy.
is that?
It's the
It's
bar
the
behind
backstop
home
bar.
plate. It's called the
It's
backstop
new,
bar.
right?
Is that where the
no,
nice
it's been
tickets
there
go?
since the ballpark opened.
The backstop bar?
Yeah.
They didn't have
Oh.
enough attendance at that bar.
Enough attendance?
The bartenders.
People working there?
Yeah.
I noticed that at the ballpark, period.
Yeah.
That,
Really?
that there-
Really?
they
Because we
needed some
passed
more
one
folks.
stand. I think they were in one stand, and there were like the green shirts. There were like 37 people with green shirts on top of each other in one.
That must be
pretzel
one of
stand.
those volunteer booths.
They do that at the ballpark?
Now, I got to
Could
tell you,
be.
I did buy, they do the 50-50 drawing. Did
Yes.
you guys see that?
It's up
So
to
it's-
50-something thousand.
I understand, but they're
Okay.
going to do 3 days. They're going to
Right.
do Thursday,
Oh.
Saturday, Sunday.
And then
so
one
by
big
the end,
drawing?
it could be
Wow.
150, 200 grand.
I have a question about that.
Better odds than
Every major league sport, NBA, MLB, NHL, NFL, have 50-50 drawings
Right.
for every game. And that is like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of 50-50 drawings. Has anyone ever met anyone or ever heard of anyone winning one of those? How have we not run into somebody who's won a 50-50?
Well, because I would imagine if you buy the 50-50 tickets, you get a bunch of numbers on there. And if you don't check the numbers with the 50-50,
well, what she's saying is
it becomes a 0-100.
We all know somebody who's won a raffle.
Yes.
But has anybody ever won that raffle?
I think it's a scam.
I don't know anybody. But
I think it's a 50-50 scam. What if it's money laundering?
I found a lady, and I brought her over to my group, and I made my sisters buy them. I said, listen, this is the best odds you're ever going to get on a 50-50. Yeah.
I think it ends up being a 0-100 more often than not.
What if it's money laundering and you want to know
Amy,
where
you
that
don't even know what money laundering is.
About. Yeah.
It's all behind the scenes, Raj. You're not supposed
Well, you got the random number generator out.
Yeah,
somebody is sticking their hand in a bowl and pulling out a number, and then
I've never met anyone who's won. I've never heard of anyone winning
won
a
50-50 raffle.
Imagine the
text
size
us
of that
and
bowl.
If you have won a 50-50 raffle,
bowl.
text us and let us know at a sports venue.
Yes.
A major sports venue.
Busch Stadium, Yankee
MLB,
Stadium,
NFL, NHL. If you have won a 50-50, text us and tell us how much and where it happened.
162 Cardinals games. Never heard of a winner. Same with the Blues. 81 games in an NHL season, 82 games in an NHL season. Never heard of a winner. I think.
You think it's a scam?
I do.
Oh no,
I don't believe it is scam to be a scam. As a Cardinal partner radio station. I know we truly believe in the charitable organizations that they're supporting
the 50-50
there.
people, I think, are Cardinals Care. I believe.
The non-kegs and eggs attendants have to cover ourselves.
I thought it was a big 50-50.
You know what? The other 50 goes to the winner that's got the number that gets pulled out of the bowl.
This station next year will be 100 years old. We have had a long, terrific relationship with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh. We've accused them of money laundering.
If there is one person,
yes, one person's accused them of money laundering.
One person who could poison that well, it's Amy.
Yeah.
Well, it all started when I said the kegs and eggs needs to be egg year. Needs to have more. It has eggs in the name.
We know, Amy.
Oh, the show with Chris and Amy. Where's Amy? Oh, there's no Amy. There's
no
Amy.
That was the case.
No,
quite
it's
a
just
bit.
the name of the show, Chris and Amy, and it's just Chris. That makes no sense.
This reminds me of the old Bears coach, Dick Duran. You know how they have the coaches show.
Yeah.
They've always on the radio on BBM, and they're referencing something he said. A reporter is asking him a question, and they do the Dick Duran show is what it was called, the Dick Duran show, and it was like a 15-minute thing, and they asked him one time referencing something that happened on his show, and he goes, "Well, it's not my show, but I'm on that show." He got made fun of for years over that.
Oh my!
It's not my show, but I'm on that show.
That's almost
It's
like
not Amy's
saying
show.
that you folks in St. Louis ought to see the moon out here tonight. Wasn't that
Mike
Shannon's
Shannon?
line?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
They were
Beautiful
in New
moon
York.
out here
Wish
in
you
New
guys
York.
could
You
see
people in St. Louis.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good. Really?
They had
I
it
wish
framed
you
up.
folks in St. Louis
They
could
had
see
it
this
framed up
moon.
perfectly on the broadcast. The game was starting, and it says, "Look at that beautiful moon out here over New York tonight." I wish the folks back home could see this. Yeah.
That's so good.
Oh, he was the best. It's
Oh,
the
my
first
God.
opening day without Mike Shannon.
I know.
Is it
it's
right?
sad.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
You hate to see it.
yeah.
Chip Carey sounded like him the other day.
Yeah, he was struggling.
Boy, that was hard to
I
listen
think he has
to, wasn't
strep
it?
throat.
I thought it was Robert F. Kennedy doing the game.
Oh my goodness, great point.
John texted me and he said, "Is RFK Jr. calling this Cardinals game today?"
You guys are texting buddies now too?
Oh, yeah.
He lives a block
Are
from me.
you
I can't
upset?
get him to hang out with
Okay.
me. You're texting with them. You're hanging
My
out with
feelings are hurt. We're gonna do our own show.
them. Let's go, Aim.
These
You and
guys,
Jarhead and I will hang out.
Go smoochy woochy, whatever it is. Just go
Smoochy
live your life.
woochy.
We are very late for a break, and
You'll
they
be
are
all right.
very late for
For
pool.
snooker.
You'll be all right.
Well, the good news is after
They
this,
have to
we
go-
won't have many commercials.
They have to go. They have to go play some billiards.
Amy's got to go answer to legal
I
about
know.
money laundering
Listen,
accusations.
John
it's
Hancock.
just
Time
me.
to go.
It's just me being a sore loser. You know
Yeah.
how when
Yeah,
you don't
true.
win, you get to
Agreed.
say that it was rigged.
Have
I
a
thought that's
great
what we
weekend,
do.
You see what she
Oh,
did to this
Speaking
donut
of
over
that,
there?
we have an update on our field of 64
Oh.
40
Can't wait to
tournament.
hear it from the car.
Somebody in the building has been rigging this
Stop
election.
the steal.
somebody's been trying to steal, and you won't believe where it's coming from.
You will.
Yeah, you will when you hear this. Hancock and Kelly, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
STL FenceWorks, never prouder to be a part of our show, The Chris and Amy Show, with John Hancock and Michael Kelly joining us on a Friday. And if you're thinking, okay, the weather's turning, it's pretty nice outside, would have loved to listen to Cardinals baseball on the radio on a pleasant outdoor space, one that has a little privacy, a little separation from the neighbors' yards, maybe a deck instead of just that cement square. And you for years, you've been thinking, we need to do something here. Visit STLFenceworks.com. STLFenceworks.com. You can have absolute confidence in the quality of your new fence or deck. And you can know that it was built with the very best materials and the finest quality craftsman workmanship. At STL FenceWorks, they're family owned and operated, and they're locally owned and operated. And that's a big deal because they're going to be here. They have been here for over 50 years. When Russ and Carolyn Long opened the company, your neighborhood is their neighborhood. And so when they say your satisfaction is their passion, they mean it. In fact, Russ and Carolyn Long's son, Sean, he runs the company now, and he said satisfaction is knowing that he can provide for his family by providing for yours. It truly is a family operation. It's something you can have complete confidence in, which matters when you're making such a big investment. Know that craftsmanship, that product has a lifetime warranty that surpasses anything else in the industry. Visit them today at STLFenceworks.com.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oops.
Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill.
La 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 la.
Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Hey folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. What's tuck pointing? It's the removal of old mortar and the replacement of new mortar on a wall or chimney. Sometimes that mortar can become loose, missing, or deeply eroded. We've used the Morelli team to tuck point the Brennan home several times, and in fact, this winter, we noticed the bricks that line the ground near our porch in the backyard had gotten out of line and looked pretty cattywampus. One call, Morelli Tuck Pointing, the job was done. Morelli's the company that's won the Angie's List Super Service Award every year, back to back to back since 2005. Check out their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. The Masonry Specialists, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
It's almost time for your furnace to go to sleep and your air conditioner to kick in for a humid spring. Great time to call Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling for a checkup, preventative maintenance, or even system replacement. Comfort Solutions, with 30 years of experience, is a reputable, reliable, and knowledgeable Lennox dealer. Lennox, an outstanding brand for more than a century, but Comfort Solutions can repair any make or model, offering 24-hour service, nights and weekends, and free estimates. It's ComfortSolutionsSTL.com or call 314-968-9900.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free. With zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
You would spend a lot more time in your backyard if you had a great outdoor space, like something designed and built by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best. If you've been needing to replace that deck that's been splintering and may even be a danger, you should consider maybe Vecadec vinyl decking. The new colors are Espresso, Hazelnut, Cayenne, and Storm, and Pewter is the new color for 2024. That never needs to be stained, and they look amazing. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do fences, of course, decks, custom sunrooms, screen rooms, pergolas, patios, retaining walls, windows. They do it all, and they will make your outdoor space the place that everybody wants to get together and celebrate, or maybe just your own little peaceful place all your own. Give them a call and mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Stop by their beautiful showroom or find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage available at Navage.com.
Because yesterday was opening day, we did not get a chance to talk about Clem the Bull.
Oh.
He was caught in St. Charles a couple of days ago, and he's got a new owner. We are going to talk to the owner of Clem the Bull when we come back. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When selling your home, you want the most money and the least hassle. That's exactly what you get when you work with trusted realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is Debbie Monterey, and selling your home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make. And that's why having an expert on your side is crucial. Other agents know that some sellers will choose the agent that tells them the highest price they can get for their home, and that can be a dangerous strategy. Most of the time, it ends up being empty promises. Gloria Liu doesn't make empty promises. She makes guarantees in writing. Gloria Liu will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Guaranteed in writing. So pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. Maupin. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
11:01, we've got clouds and 50 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour.
CBS News special report. There's not much that can stop New Yorkers in their tracks, but an earthquake has.
The ground started shaking, but I was thinking, is there a truck or is there something going on in the warehouse? And then you could see the pipes in the warehouse shaking and swaying back and forth. It was kind of unreal.
The U.S. Geological Survey reports a preliminary 4.8 quake. CBS New York's John Elliott.
It was actually, shaking and baking here in the studio, and we're up on the third floor in a massive building. So, a smaller building is definitely going to feel it as well.
It was centered about 45 miles west of Manhattan near Lebanon, New Jersey. Those few seconds of rumbling felt as far south as Baltimore and north into Massachusetts. There are train and airport delays. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
The New York City airports are going to want to do some inspections. One, to make sure the buildings are structurally sound, and two, that there's no debris out on the tarmac or the runway.
No reports of injuries. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Israeli military is out with its findings into the killings of 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers. The report says Israeli officers mistakenly suspected there were gunmen among them and did not properly identify their vehicles. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's response.
We're reviewing it very carefully. We'll be discussing its conclusions with Israeli officials and with humanitarian organizations in the days to come.
He says it's important Israel has taken full responsibility, but it must show concrete action to protect civilians going forward. This month's unemployment report came in better than expected, with 50% more jobs created last month than expected, 303,000 in total. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
This is once again an instance where the analysts got it wrong. 303,000. It's so much more than anyone had expected at around 200,000. It belies all of this theory that, well, interest rates are high, companies are going to slow down their hiring. Well, evidently not.
The unemployment rate dropped from 3.9 to 3.8%. The Cardinals may have struggled last year with their first losing season since 2007, but according to Forbes, the Cardinals had a great season financially. Operating income climbed to $57 million in 23 on income of $372 million. That's compared to $43 million in operating income the year before on revenue of $358 million. The credit for the increase goes to record ticket and merchandise sales, along with TV and licensing revenue. The team currently ranks 10th in Forbes' list of most valuable teams. The New York Yankees remain on top. The Miami Marlins are at the bottom. There's quite a story to tell at a casino in Las Vegas.
Talk about a run of luck. An unidentified gambler has won 4 jackpots at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas in the last week and a half. The person has won nearly $1.4 million in that time, with the latest being a $670,000 win on a $2,500 bet on the spin of a slot machine. Caesars says simply the anonymous player, quote, had an incredible run. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
The KMOX Business Desk. Facebook decides fake is okay.
Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is changing its policies to allow more AI-generated content to stay up on its sites, even if the content is misleading. The company will begin to label, not remove, misleading content that is AI-generated but doesn't violate any other policies. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 370 points to 38,967. One vehicle crash on 70 West at Salisbury in the left lane. Roadwork 55 North at Virginia, right lane. Roadwork 44 West at Bowles, left lane.
Mostly sunny and milder this afternoon, high 58, then mainly clear and cold tonight. Lows ranging from 32 with frost in the coldest outlying areas to 36 downtown at the Arch. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got some clouds. It's 50 in Florissant. It's 49 St. Peters and 50 downtown at the Gateway Arch. Sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company. Are you considering life insurance? Penn Mutual's accelerated client experience makes applying for life insurance fast and easy. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Earlier this week, Amy and I were riveted by a bull who had gotten loose out in the St. Charles area, and authorities were looking for it for several days. And the bull was eventually captured, I think actually right at the end of our show on Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
within the last few minutes.
It was the last few seconds. We got a text update from, who was it?
Oh,
5 Acres.
5 Acres, the
Rescue
animal shelter.
Animal shelter. Yep.
Yeah.
We got an update that because they had found Clem and they had to encircle him.
Yes.
And they did.
And they did. And they caught him. Clem the bull has a new home. The owner of Clem the bull is Riley Looney, who joins us on the Quiver River Electric guest line this morning. Riley is the co-owner and operator of Tidwell Farms and joins the show. Good morning, Riley.
Good morning.
So tell us about the capture of Clem the bull, how it went down, and how you were involved. If you were involved at all. I know that you adopted the bull, but let's talk about the actual capturing of Clem.
Yeah, I mean, really, we went up there. Animal control called, I guess, on Easter. We went up there Easter morning, me and my brother, actually, to try to catch the bull. We went up there. We probably spent 2 or 3 hours riding, trying to find him, and we never did find him. Left there. They called us back a couple days later and said, "Hey, we've got the bull found with a drone," and they wanted us to come in and try to rope him. It was pretty thick up there where he was at, and they actually got around him, pushed him out once, and didn't quite come out. And the boy that I took with me, Ian Sneed, he didn't never come out of the brush, so he couldn't catch him. We put a rope on him. He actually come out on the other side of where we was, and we ran over there, and he kind of headed towards, I guess it'd be 270, and the cops kind of pushed him back off the road and headed back into like the Lowe's area, the parking lot area, and we come around there, and I roped him. We stopped him there, and we kind of just loaded him. There really wasn't much to it, I don't guess.
So you roped him?
Yeah, we roped him.
Oh, wow. And then that was in the Lowe's parking lot?
Yeah, that was in the Lowe's parking lot.
So, wait, okay, can you just approach a bull with how do you rope a bull? Because it seems like as soon as you would, if you're just,
he
on
would
foot,
drag you along.
Yeah, if you're on foot, can you rope a bull and have them not drag you?
No, we didn't rope him on foot. We roped him off horse.
Oh, okay. So how many horses were involved in this search?
Just 2.
Okay.
So somebody who doesn't follow the news, unbeknownst to them, went to go pick up some potting soil at Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull in the parking lot, and there are 2 horses, like cowboys on horses, trying to catch a wild bull in the parking lot.
They got to see the show firsthand.
That is, I would be like, did I buy tickets to this? Is there a festival? There's no way.
What's going on
here?
I
would not know what was going on. I would think that it was some kind of festival that I missed. Wow.
Riley, are you an actual cowboy?
Yeah. We actually farm. We run several head of cows and sheep and goats, and we team rope. But what I actually do is I actually sawmill for a living.
Okay.
So, with your farm, where is your farm in Missouri?
About 40 miles from Poplar Bluff.
Oh, okay. So you
Poplar
came
Bluff.
quite a long ways to get to the Lowe's parking lot.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours away.
Okay.
So how did well, I don't know if you said this, I'm sorry and I missed it. They contacted you and said they needed help, or did you sort of reach out and say, "Hey, I know what to do and I can come help"? Is that how that worked out?
No. Robbie Norris with the St. Charles Animal Control was actually the one that got a hold of me. He called me, and I guess they was really needing some help catching him. They said they had quite the time with the one that they caught, and they couldn't really get this one anywhere near to catch him.
Is it unusual that it took that long? Because it was several days that he was on the loose.
No, I mean, not when those cattle are under stress. No, they're going to go, they're going to hide. They ain't going to come out in the open.
Did you, when you got the call, did you just shake your head and be like, those city people,
they don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
That's what I would
have done.
No, I mean, they, it's not unusual to have to go catch one. especially after a wreck like that. I mean, they're under quite a bit of stress, and they're running. They for sure don't want to be caught.
You know what? That's a really good point that we always hear about, like, oh, a cow on the highway, or there was a crash. And I guess I just assume the cows are easy to wrangle back up, but this probably is not a totally unusual occurrence. It's something that people who have ranches or farms have to deal with a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not all the time, but it does happen occasionally. Cattle do get out, and they most of the time, they have to call a cowboy, or they have to do something to try to get him caught.
Riley, were you involved when there were the cattle? I forgot what highway, but it was 5 years ago. It was 2019, and there was something like 6 cows that got loose. Were you involved in getting those cows back?
No, I was not. No.
All right. Well, how's Clem doing?
He's doing good. Still a little worked up, but he's obviously we keeping him quarantined from the rest of what we got, just to make sure he doesn't have doesn't get sick, doesn't do anything else. Don't want to get the rest of the herd sick. So kind of keeping him by himself for a little bit, and when we see that he's fit, we'll kick him back out.
How do you know? I mean, how do you know that he's not doing well? How does a bull act when they are not in a good place?
Just kind of keeping his head down, maybe start to get a little bit of a runny nose. You'll know pretty quick if they're not quite feeling right.
So when you were able to finally catch Clem, did you say, like, can I have him? or did they say
who got to keep him? How do you decide that?
Did you keep him?
That was between the animal control, and I guess they had talked to whoever he was, whenever he did come off that wreck. I guess they talked with him and talked it over, and more or less told me that he's yours if you want him.
Oh.
Wow. How much would a healthy bull cost if you were going to buy a bull?
I don't even know. I mean, there's such a spread there. I mean, you're talking from 1,000 all the way up to maybe 5,000. I mean, there's quite a spread in there.
We were at the Cardinals opening day yesterday, and we got to meet one of the Budweiser Clydesdales, Jack, and Clem the bull, or could potentially, like, bulls can weigh a couple hundred to a few hundred pounds more than a Clydesdale. And Clydesdales are
huge.
Massive. Like, I'm just blown away by how massive they are. So was Clem the bull a pretty hefty guy?
Is he a big boy?
Is he a big boy?
I mean, I'm gonna say, just guessing off the top of my head, I mean, I'm gonna say he's somewhere around 8 to 8.25. He's probably. Okay. I don't think he'll weigh over 900.
Okay.
So, what are your plans for Clem? You're not going to eat him, are you?
No, we're just gonna get him back and try to get him calmed down. Really, I mean, he's like I said, he's still a little worked up. Been feeding him every day, just trying to go in there, feed him some grain, just see if he'll just settle down. Then, like I said, once we know that he's for sure not going to get sick, we'll turn him back out with the rest of what we got.
So I'm glad you're not going to eat him. That was what Ronj asked. But do we know if he was on his way to be eaten? Like, was he
going to a slaughterhouse?
Was he going to a slaughterhouse?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Those cattle go out west day in, day out. I mean, there's lots of cattle on the road going down the road. There's really no idea or no way to tell where he was headed.
Gotcha. Well, it's cool that I'm so glad that
he found a home.
That he was caught and he found a home. Right, because not being caught was not healthy for him. I mean, that can't be good. Just a bull running around.
Stressful.
It's stressful. Could you tell if he had eaten or not eaten?
Yeah, I would say he's been eating. I mean, there's plenty of forage up there.
Okay. Well, we're glad, Riley, that Clem has found a good home. And if I'm near Poplar Bluff, I think I have relatives down there still in Poplar Bluff. I want to come see Clem. I want to meet him.
Yeah, I would definitely wait and let him calm down a little bit before.
Well, not right yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Come on,
get
Ron,
better
give
first,
Clem
Riley.
a chance to relax.
Well, I didn't say now.
The guy has been on the loose.
I'm not on the way. Just saying someday.
I am looking at pictures right now of you. Who did you take with you?
A boy from over here. He's not too far from where I live. Ian Sneed.
Okay. Oh, yep. And I'm looking at you, Ian, capturing Clem the Bull. Oh, yeah. Clem he is in my head. Not going to lie. I pictured the bull from like the Bugs Bunny cartoons where he's like brown and the big head and snorting, but he doesn't seem too massive as far as bulls could potentially get. He's really, really, really dark brown.
Yeah, he's still young. I don't know. I'm gonna say he's pushing a year.
Well, he's a good looking bull.
He is a good looking bull.
And Riley, you've done great work. And again, we're very glad that Clem has found a nice home. So we'll keep us posted on how he's doing.
I will.
All
we
right.
should check back in.
We'll check back in with you, Riley.
Maybe next week and make sure he's calmed down a little bit. Would a week be enough time?
Maybe not. Okay. You know, it just kind of depends.
Yeah, we're wishing the best for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really, really nice work.
Actually, you should probably just whenever he's calmed down, just bring him to KMOX. We'll bring him into the studio.
Bring him into the studio.
I think he'll
put
fit
an altar
here.
on it.
We would love it.
Or we could take him to a china shop. You know, like the proverb.
Oh my God, that's stupid. Riley, thank you for talking with us today. We're sorry we don't know anything, and thank you for.
We're glad you do. Yeah.
Thank you for humoring us.
You bet.
That is Riley Looney, co-owner and operator of Tidwell Farms and the new owner of Clem the Bull.
Fox 2, our peers on the television side, they have some pictures of Riley and Ian.
Ethan Hannaford, one of our
roping.
producers here, just sent me photos a couple of days ago after Clem was caught, and he got them from somebody else. He got these photos from somebody else. So Clem's good. I'm glad that Clem is good.
I am too. You never know, because sometimes these stories end tragically with a human getting hurt or the animal getting hurt or the animal being so upset. Like anxiety is so bad for animals that Riley was saying, they can get sick, they can hurt themselves. It doesn't always end up with a happy ending. So I'm glad it did for Clem. I think he's going to be really well taken care of, living the good life.
Amy Markscores, when we come back, let's talk a little bit about our Field of 64-40 tournament, because there's been some hijinks ongoing. Some things we need to talk about. We're going to do that when we come back on KMOX.
Well, yesterday we chatted with the fine folks over at the Missouri Department of Transportation, first and foremost about Work Zone Awareness Month, Work Zone Awareness Week. We know that right now is the time when you'll see construction spots popping up on the highways and the local roads, and your first thought can be, oh no, there's going to be traffic. It might be take me longer. It might be frustrating. But here's the thing, the workers at MoDOT who are on the roads, filling potholes, making the roads wider, fixing the shoulders, are doing that so that we can drive every day and get home safely to our families. So let's make sure that they can get home safely to their families. Put down your phone. Slow down, just pay extra attention. I think smartphones have been a game changer for the worse when it comes to pedestrian safety, worker safety, road safety. So just use extra caution. Don't, I do it myself. It's easy to get distracted, but especially through those work zones. And then go to modot.org/St. Louis, modot.org/St. Louis, and sign up for the 2024 Work Zone 5K. It's in just a couple of weeks. April 20th, Saturday, April 20th at the 4141 MoDOT Transportation Management Center. It's centrally located and a lot of fun. modot.org/St. Louis.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
I see clearly now, thanks to the doctors, Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, Royer, and Barry. You can too. Go to youridoc.com.
Charlie Brennan alongside Dr. Colleen Bosler announcing the Audiology Center's semi-annual event, April 23rd and 24th. And as always, Doctor, a $500 coupon off a new hearing aid.
Please join us for a special event dated April 23rd through April 24th. We will be offering a special $500 off coupon towards new hearing aids, as well as free hearing aid evaluations, free hearing screenings, free cleanings of your current hearing aids, as well as free earwax removal. We will be featuring the latest hearing aid technology from multiple different manufacturers. We would love to see you there.
I'll be there. It's the Audiology Center's semi-annual event, April 23rd, April 24th at the St. Peter's and Creve Coeur locations. Reservations are recommended. 636-441-7470, the Audiology Center, STL.com.
Crazy times we're in, especially this year with all the crap we have to listen to during this political season. At least you have a break in your day and you can hear me. All kidding aside, the prices are absolutely, without a question, the worst I've ever seen across the board on everyday products. And now you add in government mandates for air conditioning and furnaces. This is the best time this month to still get good pricing on great, efficient equipment that will save your money by simply replacing your old, inefficient equipment. Plus, 0% for 60 months. No interest. Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest of numbers, and there's only one. 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/value to get our $9 offer. legacybox.com/value.
Local insights, breaking news. KMOX, the news station dedicated to St. Louis and the region.
All right. Our Field of 64-40 tournament is ongoing, and we are down to our Final Four, which Amy wants to call the Francis Four.
Yep. There's a lot of Francis. There's
it,
Francis Howell, Francis Field, Francis Slay.
I would have called it the Fabulous Four.
I came up with that too.
Well,
the Fabulous Fox.
And I prefer the Fabulous Four because of the Fabulous Fox.
We could also do the Fenton Four. It doesn't make any sense.
It's very specific.
It's just, it's Fenton.
Anyway, but we're down to the Final Four because the Eads 8 tournament, part of the tournament is over, and we have the results. Amy?
Nope.
We have the results.
Yeah, I know.
Let me...
Do we start with the scandal?
I don't want to...
Or do we
No, we're going to end with the scandal.
Okay.
Let me start from the bottom.
Yep.
The Gateway Arch with a resounding victory over Ted Drews. I thought it would be a little bit closer than this, but it is not. With 78% of the vote, the Gateway Arch has defeated Ted Drews to move on to the Fabulous Four.
They're a number 1 seed, the Gateway Arch.
They are a number 1 seed. Also a number 1 seed, and I'm not surprised whatsoever, the St. Louis Cardinals have defeated the 3 seed Gooey Buttercake by quite a bit. 83% of the vote going to the Cardinals, and they advance to the Fabulous Four.
That I don't know. You have 2 number 1 seeds going head to head, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Gateway Arch.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one.
So most of these results were pretty overwhelming with the exception of one, and we'll get to that in a moment. But the number 3 seed Forest Park easily defeats the 9 seed Grants Farm.
Which is a great run for Grants Farm, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Beat Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Beat Toasted Raviolis, which was a number 1 seed.
Unbelievable. Forest Park wins with 88% of the vote. So that is a remarkable outcome. Okay, now we're getting down to it.
Now this is, listen. What I wish,
I don't know what to say.
You want to believe, you want to believe in the integrity of things.
Yeah.
You want to believe that people, I don't know, down the hall at a different station would recognize we're still the same company. That we're friends, that we're colleagues.
Yeah.
And St. Louisans.
And for a person who I would assume cares very much about election integrity and has probably spent several years talking about it.
And also, they weren't even on the St. Louis-y things. The selection committee didn't even choose them. So it's not like they were competition.
So
listen, here's what happened.
Yeah, here's what happened.
Annie Fry sabotaged us.
Yeah, Annie Fry,
KMOX.
the Annie Fry show. From what we are told, according to sources.
We have a lot of evidence.
We have evidence and sources.
Folders and folders of evidence.
That they fooled with the vote and told people to vote against us.
So KMOX was going up, number 1 seed, KMOX was going up a number 3 seed. Where did you go to high school?
And where did you go to high school? Won.
By the closest margin yet.
51% of the vote going to where did you go to high school, and where did you go to high school has defeated KMOX in this tournament. And we have it on good authority.
Yeah.
Based on reporting, based on evidence that the Annie Fry show has sabotaged this vote and has told their listeners to vote against us. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like Stop the Steal, if you ask me.
It sounds like...
Sounds a little like...
election...
Interference.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
Listen, all I know is I walked in. What a great day.
It was rigged.
What a great day yesterday, right?
It was stolen.
Opening day, KMOX, the Cardinals, together, hand in hand, but by the arch.
Rigged and stolen.
And I walk in today, and these are the words that were spoken to me as soon as I walked in. You were sabotaged.
Sabotaged.
That's what they told me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, do we care about the integrity of elections or do we not?
Great question. It was rigged.
I guess when it suits you, when it suits your narrative. Oh, it was stolen. Unless I want to steal it. It was taken from us. We actually won. There's all kinds of evidence we actually won. We won.
I will. But you know it. I know it.
Anyway, you can
we
go.
We won. It was ours. We won. I mean, it doesn't make sense that we would lose, so obviously we won.
But we're not going to tell you to not vote. We're going to tell you to vote anyway. Go to KMOX.com and vote in the Field of 64 40 tournament. The Fabulous Four is happening right now.
Do you want to go run down the hallway?
Let's go run down the hallway and see what they are up to.
You know what?
You know what? I think we should march to the Capitol building, if you ask me.
The old one or the
new one? Let's go to the Eagleton building. Let's march to the Eagleton. Let's march to the old courthouse. Stop the steal.
We're gonna march to the old courthouse because this is not fair. We should have won.
KMOX.com.
Yeah.
Field of 64 40 tournament. It's Chris and Amy. We'll talk baseball with Claves next.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
At 11:30, we've got clouds and 51 degrees downtown at the Arch.
CBS News special report. An earthquake has shaken regions of the Northeast, including New York and New Jersey, with a magnitude of 4.8. Jill is a student at Rutgers in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
So I was laying in my bed, and my whole apartment building just started shaking. and I freaked out. I was like, what's happening? I've never felt an earthquake before in my life, so it was very scary.
WCBS TV reporter Elijah Westbrook is in New Brunswick.
The car started shaking, it started swaying, and at first I thought it was just the wind was blowing.
The quake was believed to be centered near White House Station, New Jersey. New York's mayor was briefed on the situation. JFK and Newark airports had ground stops in effect with delays at LaGuardia, so crews could check for damage to runways. Tunnels and bridges in and out of New York are being checked as well, and some minor damage has now been reported in Connecticut. CBS News Special Report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
We've got road work on 44 at Bowles in the left lane going west and 55 at Virginia in the right lane going north. This afternoon, sunny and milder with a high 58. For tonight, clear and cold, low 36. And for tomorrow, we'll start off frosty, but then a nice afternoon. Sun's out with a high of 61. Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning. At the moment, some clouds and 51 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning is open 8 to 8 full days of the week, and we guarantees next day service or better. Need new equipment? Little maintenance to get your system purring? We'll be there within a day of your call. No ifs, ands, excuses, or getting screw-doodled. Guaranteed.
JerryKelly.com. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com. Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This may be your last chance to get the new carefree villa home of your dreams at the Preserve in Afton. Our homes offer a lifestyle of convenience and relaxation without the burdens of lawn, landscaping, and snow removal. The Preserve is conveniently located at Watson and Mackenzie Road with sales prices starting in the 480s. We will build to order or select from one of our 7 move-in ready homes at substantial savings and special financing in the 4s. Hurry, these deals won't last. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
At Neovitin, we are all about supporting your nutrition, and that's why we are excited about our new Neovitin Omega-3 supplement. Neovitin Omega-3 is formulated with 1,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids to help support healthy hearts. Our high-quality omega-3 fish oils are sourced from wild-caught fish and tested for heavy metals. With our convenient monthly subscription, you can get Neovitin Omega-3 delivered right to your door every month with no long-term obligations. Support your daily nutrition and sign up for a Neovitin Omega-3 subscription at neovitin.com today.
It's almost time for your furnace to go to sleep and your air conditioner to kick in for a humid spring. Great time to call Comfort Solutions Heating and Cooling for a checkup, preventative maintenance, or even system replacement. Comfort Solutions, with 30 years of experience, is a reputable, reliable, and knowledgeable Lennox dealer. Lennox, an outstanding brand for more than a century, but Comfort Solutions can repair any make or model, offering 24-hour service, nights and weekends, and free estimates. It's ComfortSolutionsSTL.com or call 314-968-9900.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt.
I'm Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar.
I'm Wilson Contreras.
Now, Chris and Amy give you the birds.
I'm Adam Wainwright, and you're listening to the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Weathers into the windup. His pitch. A swing and a high fly ball. That's hit to deep left field. Back to the track. The ball. It's a goner on the home opening day start for Ivan Herrera. He hits a home run, his first in the big leagues, and it comes in the cleanup spot.
Cardinals with a home opener victory yesterday. A wonderful day in St. Louis, always a terrific holiday for us, and we were there to experience it. Cards get the win in the first of a series against I almost called them the Florida Marlins, the Miami Marlins. So a great start to the home campaign for the Birds, and it is time for us to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line, and we bring in our guy, part of the broadcast team of St. Louis Cardinals baseball here on KMOX. It is Mike Claiborne. Hello, Claibs.
How are you?
We're good, man. How are you? You got to be feeling pretty good after yesterday.
I feel great about yesterday. A little bit of everything for the fans, starting with the opening day ceremonies and a come from behind win and watching young players perform. It was a good day to be a Cardinal fan. And we celebrated today by having our first off day in St. Louis for me since January. So I'm very happy.
Excellent. What the opening day festivities? I know we've talked about it nonstop for the past 24 hours, but it's something you don't want to take for granted. And I imagine for you, it's the same thing, the same goosebumps, and it just never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't, because when the Hall of Famers ride around in the truck, you can look at each one of them and have a great memory of what they did in a Cardinal uniform, and that never gets old because. We're pretty fortunate in St. Louis to be around a winning organization. And, they don't do that in other cities like we do here. And those players have meant so much to us. And now we're looking forward to watching the next generation.
Claibs, do you remember, I was watching, the Red Jacket celebration yesterday and thinking about how quickly we lost Bob Gibson, Lou Brock, Tim McCarver, Mike Shannon. Like, we had them my whole lives, right? They were there. They're part of the celebration. And it's something that I think maybe I did take for granted that they were there. And I was almost looking for them, in your heart of hearts, you feel that they should be there yesterday. Can you look back to opening days that you've gone to years and years ago and who was there and who you remember seeing at the beginning?
Well, it's a good question. I have a picture in my office of, and you've probably seen it around town. It's autographed by Red, Stan, Whitey, Ozzie, Lou, Bob Gibson, and Bruce Sutter.
Wow.
It's pretty good. That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
Very good.
And so when you think about those guys, and, I watched many of them when I was a kid. I didn't really see Stan Musial play that much. I was maybe not old enough to really get it. But the other ones I had a chance to either watch play or manage. And, they all taught me something different about the game. And the one thing they had in common, they were class people. And you guys have been in the business where you've admired a person from afar. And then when you have a chance to meet them, you just hope they're as cool as you would think they would be. But every now and then you run across somebody, it's like a disappointment. Oh, man, I thought they would be nicer or cooler than that. But in that case, with those guys I just mentioned, what you saw was what you got with regard to who they were on and off the field. And I think that separates them from a lot of players and other organizations that we've come to really appreciate.
So you've seen this start from the Cardinals, and after a 3-4 road trip, they started home with a win. Right now at even 500. It's still very, very early in the season, but through a week of play, Claibs, what are you thinking about this team?
I like the attention to detail. I mean, defensively, they've been pretty good. And it helps when you have some athletes on the field. And when you think about guys up the middle, whether it's Gorman and Mason Wynn is second and short, or even Ivan Herrera behind the plate, and certainly Victor Scott II is the most exciting person we have on this team. Now, he's going to hit. He's going to get on base. It's just a matter of time. But once you have those things working for you, you have to feel good about it. Plus, they catch the ball. The Cardinals beat themselves a lot last year with inferior pitching and suspect defense. But we haven't seen either of that so far, and hopefully they can continue to build on it.
What do you think happens here? We talked about guys like Victor Scott making the team out of camp, and there have been some injuries the Cardinals have dealt with, not just on the pitching staff. We know about Sonny Gray, but with the lineup as well. What do you see ultimately happening here once, Tommy Edman is healthy, Dylan Carlson is healthy, and guys like that? What do you think will happen with the roster?
Well, I'm like you. I'm anxious to see what happens, and that's why they pay Ollie and Mo and the staff the money they pay them to make those decisions, because it's going to be a tough decision. Unless somebody gets injured, we're going to have too many people in the end, and how they, finagle that, well, that's something we're going to stand back and wait for, because you have some guys that are chomping at the bit to get back in the lineup. But right now, this team is playing reasonably well, and so we'll just have to wait and see. But it's a pleasant dilemma to have, as we would say.
And by the way, Mike, we've got Matt Carpenter, who prior to the game yesterday goes on the injured list with an oblique strain, and that's the kind of injury that you never really know. It can linger for a very long time. What do you suspect will happen with him?
Well, he's going to be on the injured list for at least 10 days. And we'll kind of reevaluate it. But, I think it's something that they're going to have to pay close attention to. You're right about the fact that an oblique is one of those things where there's no pill for it. There's no shot for it. It just has to heal on its own. And some people are quicker healers than others. So we'll kind of find out what kind of healer Matt Carpenter is at this stage of his career.
This is not a joke, but we were talking at the game yesterday with some friends, and one friend said, because, you never hear of oblique strains anywhere outside of baseball. Like, the only people who strain their obliques are baseball players. And it was just kind of funny because when I think about it, you're right. It's always the oblique strain, but it also seems to be pretty common in the sport.
Well, I think you probably have it in hockey, but because they call it an upper body injury, you probably have it there as well. But I think overall, with the contortions that you have in swinging a bat, and, reaching, backhanding balls and things of that nature, if you're not good and loose, you can run into an oblique strain that you have to be careful of, because you don't want it to get more severe to the point where it keeps you down any longer. So maybe it's more of a precautionary situation than it is one of those deals where, like, oh, my goodness, he's going to be down for a long time.
You mentioned it, Claves. No game today because the opener was yesterday, and this seems to be a thing a lot of teams do, and I think it's silly. I don't like it. I don't like that MLB does this. It's really not the teams, but it's Major League Baseball giving an off day after opening day in case something I know, but how often do the games on opening day really get rained out? Statistically speaking, I bet it's not that much.
Have you?
I have.
Been around for a while.
Yeah, I worked in Chicago for 10 years, and they had crappy weather all the time. And I think only once out of the 10 years did we lose an opener. No, they went ahead and played it. They had a rain delay, and then they played it. They finished it that day. But I don't think we've ever had an opener rained out.
But you know what, Chris? In fairness, what fan wants to sit through crappy weather? When you can assure them that maybe the weather will be better the next day.
Yeah, well, you can't assure that. You don't know that it's going to be better.
Well, you know what? I think our chances in most cases would be better. Now, I'm not a meteorologist.
Yeah.
But my point being, I think it's in the best interest of the fans that they don't sit through a downpour or crappy weather all day when there's a better chance of it may being better the next day. That's my point.
Yeah.
I
don't think it happens
often. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
If you like sitting out there, I'll start checking the forecast and make sure we get you there, and we make sure you sit through every drop.
All right, I will, and I've done it.
You can't make the Red Jackets, all those Hall of Famers, sit outside in the rain, in the cold, the Clydesdales.
Well, what if they're only in for one day?
Well, they what?
So then what happens if they have to do it the next day?
Well, you know what? We'll let them worry about that.
That's right.
See?
They're retired, Ranj. They can stay one more day.
Well, how do you know? Maybe they've got things to do.
They don't. And the horse, Jack, the Clydesdale, he got his hair done. He had the white socks on the Clydesdales. They literally follow them around with a Tide pen so they don't get any mud on them. You want the beautiful Clydesdales running around in the mud.
They're horses. They'll be okay.
Wow. This guy, Claves, he doesn't get it.
What a wet rag he's turned out to be.
I know.
What are you talking about? I want to play baseball today. There should be a baseball game today.
This is
the
an
weather's
only
perfectly
child
fine.
who gets what he wants
Who
when he
doesn't?
wants.
How many people in St. Louis right now don't think there should be a baseball game today? Let's take a vote.
No, everyone here gets it. We understand what opening day is.
Apparently you don't, because there should be baseball on a Friday. Let's go.
Yeah, because the White Sox know how to do it.
It's not them. It's Major League Baseball.
Yeah, they're such a stellar organization.
That's right.
They figured it out.
Yeah, we never had any opening day
Claves,
rainouts.
I'm sorry that you have to deal with this.
I'm sorry that the scheduling's stupid.
You've got Caitlin Clark.
I'm sorry,
Caitlin Clark
MLB
tonight.
screwed this up like they always screw it
you've
up.
got Caitlin Clark to watch tonight. Now it's not like, oh, my two favorite things I have to choose. You can watch the basketball game
Mm-hmm.
and then not miss a Cardinals game.
Well, what about the Final Four tomorrow?
Oh, the men are playing too?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, Saturday.
I didn't realize the men
Oh,
were
it is a
playing
day
too.
It's a day game.
Yeah.
It's a day game.
Yeah.
That's good. So you can have a day game today. Who doesn't love day who doesn't love day baseball? Claves.
What else you got?
That's it.
Okay.
I think we're done. It's good talking
I
to you,
think
pal.
he's kind of mad.
Claves?
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's having a good day. Mike, you having a good day?
I was.
Oh, stop it. You stop it.
I'm gonna go walk my dog. That's
Hey,
what
you
I'm
come
gonna
in
do. I
here
haven't
and
seen
see
my
us and
dog
stop calling us. You come in here and hang out with us.
Well, I'll be busy at a day baseball game. I won't have time for you.
Okay. Listen to this guy.
I'm gonna go find one. I'm gonna go find one for you.
Mike, you know, go find a baseball game. Mike Claiborne, we love you.
I think the world of you both.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
More Amy than you.
Thank you,
stop
Claves.
You guys have a great
You
week.
stop it. You stop it.
Hey, wait, one more
talk to you next
question.
week.
When do the games?
Yeah.
When do the post game shows
Oh,
at
at
the,
Lowe's.
the
Wouldn't this be a
Bullet?
great day to have a post
Bullet.
game at Lowe's? Live at Lowe's?
Okay, that's not why I'm asking.
No, April 19th will be even better. And Amy,
Excellent.
you're invited to come by and hang out with us.
I'll be
Thanks,
there.
Claves.
It's open to the public. I'm coming.
It's always a good time there.
Well, we have security for people like you, so.
I'll get past.
All right.
See you, Claves.
Want to bet? All right, you guys have a great weekend.
You
Take
too.
care.
Mike Claiborne on the broadcast again. No baseball today because MLB's silly. And they will play tomorrow, though. 1:15 is the first pitch tomorrow afternoon, which means our pregame show on KMOX starts at 12:20, and you can hear the game on the Odyssey app.
And if you are working security at the Live at Lowe's post-game show next Friday, here's what you need to do to make sure you're ready. You need to see the Ophthalmology Associates so you can see Ranj coming from a distance.
I'll be there.
And stop him from getting access to everybody. So the Ophthalmology Associates, we all go there. You hear Ranji talking about it, me, Tom Ackerman, Debbie Monterey, Dave Glover. It really is they're the doctors. They are the KMOX doctors. Brad Young, KMOX legal analyst, likes to say that they're the lawyers' doctors because he also goes there. And he said in some way that's the most impressive category. And it really is. And right now, my eyes have actually been a little bit itchy because of the allergies and all these windy days we've been having. And what you want to do is make sure that you go visit Doctors Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, Royer, or Barry to get your eyes checked out. Make sure, hey, is there something I can do for itchy eyes, red eyes? Is this seasonal allergies, or is it something more like computer vision syndrome, CVS, dry, itchy eyes? I actually had that issue. I talked with Dr. Birdie, and he helped me get a plan to not have to deal with red, itchy eyes anymore, which has been a huge improvement for life quality. Because if you hit dinner time and your eyes and your contacts are so uncomfortable, you can't keep your eyes open, it really affects your life. So visit them today. Give them a call, 314-966-5000, 314-966-5000, or youridoc.com.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien High Efficiency Tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Saturdays are made for soccer. Presented by Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly.
Oh, Rowan Berge, a huge save! Oh!
Catch St. Louis City Soccer anywhere you go on the Odyssey app. or grab your friends and catch the game at any City on Tap location, bringing City SC fans and beer together.
Hi, my name is Bradley Cornell from St. Louis City. Saturdays are made for soccer.
Brought to you by Together Credit Union, the exclusive banking partner of City SC.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
It's time to roll. After 5 straight sellout crowds to end last season, Mizzou football is ready to rock again in 2024. Don't miss epic matchups as Auburn, Oklahoma, and Arkansas return to Faurot Field. Lock in your tickets now and join the electric atmosphere with 62,000 of your closest Tiger friends. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets to secure yours today. Welcome to the jungle, MIZ.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychic.
You would spend a lot more time in your backyard if you had a great outdoor space, like something designed and built by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best. If you've been needing to replace that deck that's been splintering and may even be a danger, you should consider maybe Vecadec vinyl decking. The new colors are Espresso, Hazelnut, Cayenne, and Storm. And Pewter is the new color for 2024. That never needs to be stained, and they look amazing. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do fences, of course, decks, custom sunrooms, screen rooms, pergolas, patios, retaining walls, windows. They do it all, and they will make your outdoor space the place that everybody wants to get together and celebrate, or maybe just your own little peaceful place all your own. Give them a call and mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Stop by their beautiful showroom or find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129. Take $50 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and book your appointment today.
Hey, it's Bo Matthews for Beast Plumbing, your new plumber. Whether it's plumbing, water heaters, clogged drains, or water treatment like water filtration and water softeners, call on the best. That's Beast Plumbing, 314-500-LEAK. That's 314-500-LEAK.
A goal without a plan is just a wish. To get started on your retirement income plan, call Sachs Financial today and live your best life now and in retirement. Sachs Financial, the home of the retirement compensation plan at retiresafestl.com.
We got to stop opening up this text line.
Oh, don't tell me it's happening again.
314-436-7900. Talking about the Clem the Bull, who has been adopted. He was on the loose for 6 days, and he was adopted by a really nice guy, Riley Looney, with Tidwell Farms near Poplar Bluff.
Very, very cool. I mean, on horses in a Lowe's parking lot.
This text message says, I cud, never rope a bull. Cud, C-U-D. I don't have the stomachs for it, F-O-U-R.
Listen.
So
we go out of our way to find out what happened, the fate of Clem the Bull. And it's a wonderful story.
Great story. He's going to live his life in comfort at Tidwell Farms. An inspirational story. Yeah.
And then you guys, you doofuses, come back with this nonsense.
Stop abusing the text line.
It's 314-436-7900. It's not a joke line.
It's not a joke line. It's not a pun line.
Go to the joke store. if you want jokes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. But because we care about you anyway, despite your bad texting, we are going to give away 2 pairs of tickets to see Heart.
You remember Heart? They sing that song.
How do I get you alone? Yeah. 2 pairs of tickets to see Heart. They're performing October 5th here in St. Louis at Enterprise Center. Yep. We have 2 pairs of tickets. We're going to give away one of those pairs right now to caller number 4. Caller number 4.
In honor of the stomachs that a cow has.
314-955-1120. Do not call the voicemail line and say, yes, I'm here for the tickets.
Yeah.
It is the contest line, 314-955-1120. Caller 4 gets to go see Heart.
They're sisters, Anne and Karen. We'll see.
What?
And who's the other sister?
Don't even say it if you don't know.
Anne and Nancy.
Nancy, I was close.
All right. We got another pair we'll give away later before the show's over. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
The Cardinals host the Marlins Saturday, April 6th, and that day, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, take home a Cardinals Hall of Fame car parade bobblehead. That's courtesy of Ford. Be surprised at the gates when you get one of the 2 mystery bobbleheads. Will it be Jason Isringhausen, or will it be the secret weapon Jose Oquendo? Find out and get your tickets and more information by going to cardinals.com/promotions. This is Ozzie Smith, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
On Sunday, April 7th, the Cardinals host the Marlins, and that day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home their own long-sleeve hooded pullover. Everyone will want this light blue, lightweight, and stylish pullover that features a popular throwback logo. Following the game, kids 15 and younger can participate in the High Chew Kids Run the Bases. That's Sunday, April 7th. Great seats remain. Get yours at cardinals.com/promotion.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. The government will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000 with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may be entitled to a significant financial reward for your Camp Lejeune claim and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement with your VA benefits fully protected. But the deadline for filing is fast approaching, so you need to act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune, and with the deadline coming, you need to call now or you may forever lose your right to a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-885-2828. 800-885-2828. 800-885-2828.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
When selling your home, you want the most money and the least hassle. That's exactly what you get when you work with trusted realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is Debbie Monterey, and selling your home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make. And that's why having an expert on your side is crucial. Other agents know that some sellers will choose the agent that tells them the highest price they can get for their home, and that can be a dangerous strategy. Most of the time, it ends up being empty promises. Gloria Liu doesn't make empty promises. She makes guarantees in writing. Gloria Liu will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Guaranteed in writing. So pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date. Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 12 noon, it's partly cloudy and 52 degrees downtown at the Arch. The news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour.
CBS News special report. An earthquake rattled through the Northeast this morning, felt from New York to Baltimore. It could have travel ramifications nationwide.
The FAA says that this 4.8 magnitude earthquake in New Jersey may continue to impact some air traffic control facilities in New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Baltimore.
CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
If you're in an air traffic control tower, the LaGuardia Tower is 233 feet tall. You're going to want to make sure that's structurally sound before you keep people in it. So that sort of assessment is happening at ATC facilities and at the airports.
Adam was at a food bank in Hillside, New Jersey.
I had a spinal cord injury, so my legs always shake all the time. But when I looked around and saw other people kind of shaking a little bit, I said, what's going on? But I didn't feel it too much, but I just kind of assumed it was just me being me, shaking around.
President Biden has been briefed on the earthquake. There's been no major damage reported. CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
The government's jobs report for March is out, and it points to remarkable resilience of the U.S. economy, as we hear from business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The job market continued to outfox investors and analysts. The economy produced 303,000 jobs, much better than the 200,000 or so that were expected.
A Wall Street Journal report says the Biden administration is poised to take more steps to reduce or eliminate more student loan debt.
The report says a proposal to be released as soon as next week is the second attempt at large-scale loan relief. It follows the Supreme Court's ruling last year that overturned the administration's first plan. Now the Biden administration aims to extend debt relief under several categories, like financial hardship, or for those who are eligible for relief through other federal programs but haven't applied. While administration officials are still working out estimates on how many borrowers could see relief, outside experts estimate millions could see their student loan debt lowered or eliminated. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
A bill being weighed by a state house committee would allow Missouri companies that make distilled spirits to ship their products directly to customers' homes. Current state law allows licensed wine producers to ship up to 2 cases of wine per month directly to Missouri customers. The bill would allow Missouri makers of bourbon, vodka, and other distilled spirits to do the same. Opponents argue there are already too many problems with wine shipments to homes being accepted by minors in the household instead of adults. Here's a unique way to view both the solar eclipse and one of the wonders of the world.
Imagine one of the best places to view the total solar eclipse on a boat underneath Niagara Falls. It'll happen on the American side.
It all depends on Mother Nature, and fortunately there was no ice this year, so we were able to open early.
That's Kevin Keenan, who told us, though, you won't be able to reserve a spot for when the eclipse actually happens.
Tickets are first come, first serve, and the interest has been significant. The boats have a capacity of 600, so there are going to be about 600 lucky people on one of these e-boats Monday afternoon at 3:18.
So make sure luck is on your side when you pick your spot in line. Brian Mazurowski for CBS News, Buffalo.
The KMOX Business Desk, the cost of housing.
A lot of people are struggling to keep a roof over their head. Redfin says half of the nation's homeowners and renters struggle to afford their housing payments at least some of the time. More than a third of people who said housing costs are a burden have skipped vacation so they could afford their monthly payments, and more than a fifth say they've had to skip meals. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 405 points to 39,002. '70 East, the exit to Adelaide is closed. There's a disabled vehicle there. 70 East to Adelaide, the exit is closed. Some road work on 44 going west at Bowles. That's got the left lane closed there.
Turning milder this afternoon with sunshine, high 58, clear, cold tonight, down to 32 with frost in some of the outlying areas to 36 downtown at the Arch. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 61. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
It's just partly cloudy across the region. 52 in Florissant, 51 St. Peters, 52 downtown at the Arch. Sponsored by Nicholas Dalba Real Estate. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Nick Dalbo with Nicholas Dalbo Real Estate. Are you selling your home? As a full-service broker with 35 years of real estate experience, we are positioned to beat the competition on price and service. Visit nickdalba.com to schedule a consultation so we can discuss why now is the best time to sell your home with Nicholas Dalbo Real Estate.
Time to rewind. It's the Chris and Amy Rewind Recap.
Oh, what a first 2 hours of the day we've had here on the Chris and Amy show. It is good that you are with us, and congratulations to Bob in Highland.
Bob in Highland?
Yeah.
What is with the Metro East?
They
know how to win contests. They know how to call.
They know how to call. They know how to drive. And the people on the east side of the river have managed yet again to win a pair of concert tickets. I think it's like 4 out of every 5 winners we have is coming from Illinois. So I don't know what you're all doing in Missouri, but you need to get on it. We do have one other pair of tickets to see Heart that we will give away before the show is over. Be listening for your chance to win. Come on, Missouri people. Bob in Highland is going to go see Heart.
The last time I was in Highland, I think this is Highland, Illinois, the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest.
Okay.
They had a 5K.
Okay.
I thought it was a Strassenfest, but I think it's the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest.
Do you even know?
What?
You don't even know.
No, it was Highland, Illinois. Okay. If you're from Highland, Illinois, and it's the Strassenlauf Kirchenfest.
Strassenlauf Kirchenfest. Man, I love Germans.
314-436-7900. Well, we love Germans. We didn't even get to play our Take Me Out to the Ball game in German.
Oh, we have somebody. Oh, we didn't?
No.
You're right.
We should play it now. Because
we'll get to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When are we getting to it?
I don't know. Because
now people are wondering, well, I want to hear Take Me Out to the Ball game. By the way, ball game in German is Ballspiel.
You somehow manage to find the most awkward ways possible to introduce sound. I don't know how you do it.
I know. It's a bad job to have that.
A texter says,
yep.
And this is a huge accusation.
Of me?
No, not it. Well, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
Okay. I hope it doesn't have to do with money laundering.
This texter from a 314 says, the East Side probably wins because Tyler is from the East Side playing favorites.
Tyler's not from the East Side, are you?
We can't hear Tyler. He's not coming through on the microphone.
Tyler is not from the East Side.
No, but that's what this...
no, Ronj is. Tyler's...
I am from the East Side.
Tyler's a Parkway kid, right?
Are you Parkway kid? Central? You got to think about it?
I think he's West. I thought you were West.
Parkway West Central.
Central.
Well, that texter's all kinds of wrong. We don't play favorites here.
I mean, Ronj might. He's from Granite City. And you know what? Now that I think about it, he's the one that gives out the number. For all we know, he's texting Illinois saying, hey, pay attention.
Yeah, I have like an emergency
alert system for Illinois.
That goes out the entire Metro East because I want them to win.
But that's very exciting.
I'm not playing favorites. What I am saying is we should pay more attention to the folks on the East Side because they don't get the love they deserve.
We are on June 18th.
Yes, we're going to have a 618 day.
You know how we had a 314 day? And I mean, it's a very big deal. We have all sorts of St. Louis vendors that are celebrated. We eat Ted Drew's, Series 6, all of the fun St. Louis-y things. It's a great day, a big celebration. We need a 618 day, and we're going to do it on June 18th.
And here's a texter who says the reason everybody on the East Side is calling in and winning is so they can carpool to the concert, which I think is nice.
That's actually...
You know what it is?
That's a great idea.
They're all just going to meet at Casino Queen parking lot and take the Metro Link over. That's what they're going to do.
They can carpool to the concert.
That's how we used to get the Cardinals games.
Yeah. Did you ever take what is the... I don't think they do it anymore. Or maybe they just cut down on it. The Cardinals bus that would always be advertised.
Oh, I don't know about the bus.
Yes, you do. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking
from Illinois?
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that anymore. I remember hearing about it. They used to do that. But I'm not too sure if that happens anymore.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. But we used to just drive to the Casino Queen parking lot.
The Redbird Express. It was the Redbird Express, remember?
No. I know a lot of bars have a trolley or whatever, and they'll take people. Really?
Yes. How could you not know about it? It should be on, you know what? That should be one of our 618 day things.
The Redbird Express?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't need it. I was closer to the river than St. Clair Square. I'd be backtracking to go to the mall.
But you love malls.
Driving away from Busch Stadium to catch a ride. It took longer to get to St. Clair Square than it did to Busch Stadium. Yeah, but just for parking purposes, we would park at the casino and take that Metro Link over. It was very convenient. So anyway.
You know why it's easy to park at the Casino Queen? They have the loosest slots.
That That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, like a parking spot.
I get what you're saying.
Spots, what I should have said. Home of the loosest spots. That's what I meant to say.
Really blew it.
That actually was a good joke. Home of the loosest spots. That's why you can park there.
You know what? A texter says, which parkway is the best parkway? Central, south, north, or west?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say
Tyler said it's
Central. It's west. West is
Tyler said, and
West
then he
is
said
a
north.
nice parkway.
Tyler's named every parkway except for the one he went to.
Well, is it better now that he's not there anymore?
Why do you drive in a parkway and
Park in a driveway?
There is a reason for that, and I don't remember. And I'm sorry that I asked that question. Okay. What do we have today? What did we miss out on?
We talked to Hancock and Kelly, and we did talk about the St. Louis City and a little bit of a tiff. St. Louis City, the mayor's office, and the Board of Aldermen, because the mayor ordered a hiring freeze for the city of St. Louis. She cited two bills. One is a city bill and one is a state bill that she said will threaten the city's revenue. The first one, House Bill 1516, it reduces the city's earnings tax for remote workers. This is something that's been discussed. The mayor said it would cost the city about $109 million a year. And then there in the Board of Aldermen, there's Board Bill 146 that would return control of the city's firefighter pension board to firefighter interests. And they said it would have drastic consequences for the city's budget. That was her words, drastic consequences. But there seems to be either no communication or an issue with communication between the mayor's office and the Board of Aldermen. Kara Spencer has written a letter inviting the mayor to
and the mayor was upset about that letter.
Communicate with them.
Yeah.
The mayor's office said the letter was offensive because they were communicating. So a little bit of an issue here in the city of St. Louis. But I said the optics don't look great.
Raus zum Ballspiel, bring mich raus zur Masse, kauf mir Erdnüsse und Cracker Jacks. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich jemals zurückkomme und es ist unterstützt. Stützt die Heimmannschaft. Wenn sie verliert, ist es Kacke. Und es ist 1, 2, 3 Schläge und du bist raus aus dem alten Ballspiel. Play ball.
The good old Ballspiel.
It's Flula Borg.
That was Flula Borg singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in German, which maybe they do sing that at the Kirchenfeststrassenlauf.
Well, the Kirchenfest, we have a texter from the
Yes.
618 that confirms the Kirchenfest in Highland.
Yep, I've been there. It's good. It's fun. They have music. They have a ton of food.
Yeah.
They have a 5K. It's a lot of fun.
Also, there's no baseball today because Major League Baseball's stupid.
He's all mad.
I hate it. I hate
They
the
have
off
to-
day.
they have
after.
to put a
They
bumper.
do not have to put a bumper. Do you know how many?
He thinks that all the retired ball players are too busy to stay one more day. They all
First of all,
understand.
who do you? There's some of them don't live here. They don't all live here.
Listen, if you're in the Cardinals Hall of Fame, you're probably doing okay. You can have an extra day as a bumper in case the weather is inclement.
It's so goofy, but it doesn't happen.
It happened like a while
6
ago.
years ago.
6 or 7 or something. I just
Do you know how
remember
many
it.
games had rain outs opening day this year? Out of 15, you know how many? 2. 2.
That's a lot.
No, it isn't. It's nothing. 2. I think it's goofy. I hate that they
Okay,
do it.
so
There should be
it was in
baseball today.
2008. That was the last time it was
The
rained
last
out.
time our home opener was rained out?
Was 2008.
How
I
long
remember
ago
that
was
day.
that?
16 years.
That's 16 years. So the buffer day has been pointless for 16 years. See what I'm talking about?
I bet in 2008 they were glad they had the buffer
Here you
day.
go. Here's a texter. You cannot call in sick to work 2 days in a row for the home opener. See?
COVID, though. COVID's answered that question.
Oh, COVID.
Say, you know what? I think I might have COVID.
Except here we are encouraged to just come into work. I'm kidding. They don't want us to. Their boss like, you're still sick?
He did. I was like, I called in last
You're
night.
still sick?
Yeah, Ron
Yeah,
had
it was yesterday.
101 fever, and he's like, "Well, do you think you'll be ready to go in like 5 hours?" Well, I don't know, boss. I have 101.2 fever.
Texter says if Clem the Bull charges, take away his credit card. Dude. All right. You want to tell people what you said about the earthquake in New Jersey today?
No. I didn't say anything, but here's what John Rooney said. Not about the earthquake.
John Rooney.
Remember John Rooney's joke to John Fogerty? You know how John Fogerty sings the song, "Put me in, coach"?
Yeah.
And John Rooney told John Fogerty, I would have said, "Put me in first class."
Okay.
So every time you get on a plane now, think, "Put me in, coach."
Stop deflecting. What did you say about Chris Christie?
I don't remember.
And the earthquake?
I don't remember. I was fiddling with the donut.
A texter says
Trying
that
to find a place for the donut.
Yesterday was National Burrito Day, and today there was an earthquake in Jersey. Is there a coincidence? I don't know what that means, but
listen.
Hey, Amy, we have something that we need to get to. We talked about our Field of 6440 tournament, which is ongoing, and it is time for you to vote for the Fabulous Four. Go to KMOX.com.
The Francis Four.
No, it's the Fabulous Four. Like the Fabulous
How about
Fox?
the Fabulous Francis Four?
Then we should have just gone with the Fabulous Fox Four.
I don't like that. I think because
Tyler likes Fabulous Fox 4.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He went to
shaking
Central.
his
Why
head.
are you even taking his opinion?
Whoa! How dare you? How dare you?
No, that's his joke. I said Central was the best. He said West is best.
This texter says every time I try to call for the concert line from Missouri, it says the line isn't taking calls. That's another huge accusation.
That is...
That's slanderous.
That's
and libelous
and slanderous
and dangerous.
Remember when you told people to be careful when you asked them to call in? You said, "Call in. We've got a contest to be the fifth caller, so be careful."
I don't know why I said that. Because I care about people. This texter concerning Illinois drivers in Missouri. This person I think texts in every day from a 618 concerning the Illinois drivers in Missouri. Sad to say, but when Missouri drivers come to Illinois, they speed, and some don't care how they drive. They pass us all the time on 255 and 270. Told you, Missouri drivers don't know what they're doing.
Listen.
Remember that that huge cheer we got yesterday at the Kegs and Eggs from all the Illinois people?
We did get that. That was interesting. Yeah. There must have been a lot of Illinois people at Kegs and Eggs, which was really, really fun, by the way. You guys, here's the deal. We got to find some poster board. We're going to make some signs because what happened was in our Field of 6440 tournament, we were sabotaged by Annie Fry.
That's what we were told.
Because KMOX is a number 1 seed going up against Where Did You Go to High School, a number 3 seed. And it was pretty much neck and neck. And then at the last minute, Where Did You Go to High School pulled ahead. I walked into the office today and the person who's running all of this, Amy, what's up? How are you? He ignored all my questions. He said, "You've been sabotaged." And we had been warned. We had good sources that are close to the perpetrator of the crime.
Yep.
Who said that Annie Fry was going to sabotage KMOX and tell all of her listeners to vote against us. Annie Fry is just down the hall.
Yeah.
97.1.
Right.
On about the same time as we are.
So what are we going to do about it?
Well, I think we are going to storm the old courthouse.
Okay. So it is our Stop the Steal.
Yeah, stop
event.
the steal. I mean, this was rigged. This isn't fair.
Yeah.
We should have won.
Very clearly was rigged.
Clearly, here's the thing. If we had won, that's how we know that it was good.
And
if we lost, that's how we know it was rigged.
And Amy, people have serious doubts about the integrity of our vote.
Yeah.
So we have no choice.
We're going to storm the old courthouse.
Yeah. We have a texter who's a real smartass and says, that was never the capital. The capital was in St. Charles.
Yeah.
The first Missouri capital was in St. We're not going to St. Charles.
That's what makes it funny.
It's too far.
That's what makes it funny. We're across the street. We could fall out of the building and storm. It'll look like we're storming the Capitol.
But we're not going to
the old courthouse.
We're not going to the old courthouse. We're going to go to the Eagleton building.
No,
it's closer.
No, because there's real court going on. The old courthouse is a museum. I like the idea of storming a museum.
Okay.
We can't go to the Eagleton courthouse. They've got real business going on. And honestly, we might get arrested.
This texter says that there should be a 5K on the day of Kegs and Eggs, and it could be called Legs and Kegs and Eggs.
I thought he was going to say 5 kegs and eggs.
It's the Chris and Amy show. We got to go to break.
That is
Chris and Amy
Legs and Kegs and Eggs.
Stupid. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
2 ways to listen to KMOX in your car. 98.7 in the city, 11:20 a.m. further out. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
This is Chad Klayman with KlaymanGroup.com, KLAMEN Group.com, where we buy property as is. If you have a property that is vacant, maybe it's been sitting empty for years, maybe it's been sitting empty for a month, well, we're interested in buying vacant properties. If you have a property sitting vacant, you're at risk of damage, you're paying insurance, you're paying taxes while it is not being utilized. We are interested in making you an as-is cash offer, and we can close on your timeline. Please reach out, KLAMEN Group.com.
A happy place comes in many colors. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. During our spring sales event, get $250 off any home painting project, $2,500 or more, scheduled before April 30th. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Ad paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free. The consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
Have you scheduled your maintenance for your air conditioner for the summer to assure you and your loved ones that you will have cooling this year? If you have not, definitely do it. This is a great time to start while you're listening to me right now, instead of calling me when it's 100 degrees outside and your air conditioner is not working, or it goes down and you say, I forgot to call Bart. It's really affordable. I mean, considering what, as far as groceries, it's about the cost of a loaf of bread, $89. So call me. It's Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois, and the only number, 314-293-2600. Again, 314-293-2600 or BartInman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! And call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
KMOX, where every crack of the bat resonates with tradition, passion, and the spirit of Cardinals Nation.
All right, we do have to address something else, because multiple people have texted in and said, yes, I've tried calling for concert tickets from Missouri, and I get the same sort of problems. Here's what happens.
Yeah.
If we ask for caller 4, caller 5, or whatever the number is.
And there's like millions of you listening, so
Yes.
it's hard to be caller number 4.
Well, it's like thousands and thousands. I don't know if it's millions. There's only 3 million people here.
Well, you're counting.
I guess 1 million could be listening. That's 1 million.
1 million people are listening to this show right now.
Yeah, right.
So to be caller number 4 is difficult.
Anyway, once we get the 4th caller, Tyler or whoever is taking the calls, blocks the call. So you get a busy signal. Otherwise, it would just be constantly ringing. All right. So that's why that happens. If you call and get a busy signal, somebody's already beaten you to it. We've already gotten the caller.
Are all the
Just
numbers,
so you know.
Those are all Missouri numbers complaining. I guess
Only
Illinois
Missouri
people
numbers.
know
Yeah.
that's how that works. Interesting. I mean, I don't really know. I'm on the Missouri side. I'm always inclined to believe Missourians over Illinoisans.
Why?
Because I'm from Missouri and you're from Illinois and I do not trust you.
Well, you think I trust you?
I think so. I do.
Oh, really? That is a huge statement. To just automatically assume that I trust you. What if I don't?
Can
you think about that? How many friends of yours
That's a good question.
do you think you actually trust?
Okay, what do you mean by trust? Like a deep, dark secret?
I mean, there are degrees of trust.
So I think my sister put it this way, which I think is so true. She always said, I feel like, we trust everyone, but trust no one. Meaning we're very genuine and authentic. And I really don't expect the worst of people. But at the same time, if you have very, very personal information or, you're going through a hard time and you're going to share a lot of emotions, there are not tons of people that you share that really personal information with.
What about they will be there for you trust? Like, I don't trust that you actually will be.
Oh, I think I have a lot.
That you trust?
Mm-hmm.
I do too. But I have some that I'm like, that guy's never going to be around.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
some
like
very
50,
close friends
50.
too.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows.
Whoa, hold on. 50, me?
I can't even go to coffee with you.
Coffee's not real. If you needed me, though, Amy, I would be there.
Would you?
Within reason.
Unless something better came up.
We're going to talk Caitlin Clark, Final Four, all kinds of great stuff with the Big Ten Network's Mike Hall. He joins us next. Mizzou guy, Mike Hall, joins us after this on KMOX.
Our goal at Neovitin is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the Neovitin monthly subscription. Just go to neovitin.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your Neovitin multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each Neovitin multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovitin multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovitin subscription today at neovitin.com.
What keeps you up at night? If it's a new diagnosis or an aging parent or just being home alone, our St. Louis-based ACM Care can help. Their RNs will listen to you, advocate for you, and get you through this. ACM Care is a nonprofit based right here in St. Louis. They've been helping St. Louisans for over 24 years, and they want to help you too. The first call is free. You can reach them at 314-293-0697 or acmcare.org or Google them. ACM Care will get you care.
Spring into your next project with a first-line home equity loan from First Community. Apply by April 30th and get an amazing introductory rate of 5.95% APR for the first 12 months. And there is no application fee and no closing fees, only at First Community. $1 share deposit required. Must qualify for membership. Subject to credit approval. Offer does not include refinances on First Community loans. Call 888-642-7969 for terms and conditions.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
At 12:30 right now, we've got some clouds. It's 53 degrees downtown at the Arch. Officials say an earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 4.8 shook the New York City area. Governor Kathy Hochul says she and her senior leaders felt the earthquake while discussing the state's budget.
People felt different degrees of movement in the room, surprising, and all of a sudden everybody's cell phones start lighting up and describing what it was. So we were literally right here working on the budget.
Hochul says there are no reports of damage so far, but that the state is assessing roads and potentially reviewing vulnerable infrastructure sites. The Kennedy Airport ground stop has been lifted. Direct flights from St. Louis to Dallas on Frontier Airlines will start in mid-June. There'll be 3 flights a week from St. Louis Lambert to Dallas Fort Worth. Introductory rates for those out of Terminal 1 could be as low as $19 one way. This month, Frontier added round trip to Phoenix, and in May will add nonstops to Philadelphia. Illinois lawmakers moving forward with a bill that would eliminate the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers. Capital News Illinois reports current law allows employers to pay tipped workers 60% of the minimum wage, but if an employee makes less than the state's minimum wage after tips, the employer has to make up the difference. Bill sponsor Representative Lisa Hernandez says in her proposal, workers will still be able to earn tips.
In every state and in every city where this has passed over the past 50 years, there hasn't been one place where workers' tips have gone away.
Chicago has already passed an ordinance that'll phase out the tipped wage by 2028. Now the latest on the home of the Cardinals from Matt Pauley.
The Cardinals pick up an 8-5 win against the Marlins on opening day. Nolan Arenado has a 3-hit day. Ivan Herrera goes 2 for 5, hitting his first career home run. Lance Lynn made the start, allowing 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. The Cardinals come back late. Giovanni Gallegos gets the win. Ryan Helsley his second save. Cardinals and Marlins play game 2 of the series coming up on Saturday. Steven Matz on the mound. A 1:15 first pitch. Our coverage begins at 12:20. The Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. At Busch Stadium, Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
On the roads, 270 north, the exit to Manchester Road is closed because of some road work there. We've also got road work on 44 going eastbound just past Highway 109. That's got the left lane closed there. This afternoon, AccuWeather says sunny and milder with a high 58. For tonight, clear and cold with a low 36. Tomorrow starts off cold, but then sunny, nice afternoon with a high of 61. Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning. Right now, it's a partly cloudy sky across the region. 53 in Forest, 52 St. Peters, and 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty. So we grabbed the keys and we ate it in the van. That's what my friend said, call Jerry Kelly, man, JerryKelly.com. Give him a call, even though it's late, JerryKelly.com.
Hi, this is Kent Newbold for Newbold BMW. Do not trust your BMW to some quickie lube place. Bring it to our award-winning service department. That's Newbold BMW in O'Fallon, Illinois, or newboldbmw.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. At Odyssey, we believe in casting a wide net to create a diverse and inclusive workforce, as we value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be directly notified of our open positions. Again, that's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for our listeners, we invite you to visit odysseyinc.com/careers. There, you'll find an online listing of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
One of the best ways to find out about 3-Day Kitchen and Bath is actually to hear the results for yourself. On the phone with us is Wendy in Darwin. Wendy, you got a brand new bathroom.
I do, and it's beautiful.
Are you loving it?
I am absolutely loving it.
Okay, tell me about your bathroom.
It went from a dark room that felt like an absolute cave when I walked into it to a bright, airy, opened the space up. I mean, I don't know what else. It's just absolutely wonderful.
She's almost speechless. So, Darwin, tell me about all the man stuff. How did it work? The quality, the convenience, how did they do?
Excellent. We contacted 3-Day Bath, and they got back to us the next day. The communication was excellent. They were on time in all their promises, and it's beautiful. It's a great bathroom.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
For more about your new kitchen or bath, visit 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Dive into all things Cardinals on Cardinals Conversations, your go-to location for exclusive content from KMOX. Catch it on the Odyssey app or your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with your team. Cardinals Conversations, where the Redbird talk never stops.
This weekend is a big weekend in college basketball. Both the men's and women's Final Four will happen. Championship games are going to happen as well. And to talk about that with us, we go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. Mike Hall, who is a host at Big Ten Network and has been there for many, many years, joins us now on KMOX. Good afternoon, Mike. How you doing?
I am great. And Amy, I just want to start off by giving you fair warning. I love Chris, in a deep, strong way. Yeah. So there might be what feels like a mandate flirting going on in this interview. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just giving you fair warning, okay?
I appreciate the heads up. He often tells me that people in Chicago find him irresistible.
That's right.
Regardless of the reaction we often encounter here. So, yeah, this is great.
It's weird. He was a Chicago 9 and he's a St. Louis 6. I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense.
Right?
You would think it would be the other way around. Like I would slay in St. Louis. In Omaha? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but somehow it's the opposite.
Oh, dude. Oh, see, Mike knows St. Louis very well. He's a Mizzou guy.
Yes, I do.
He graduated from Missouri, from the journalism school, and he's one of the first to tell you. You know how people from Mizzou and Syracuse are. Can't wait to tell you they went to Mizzou and Syracuse.
That's right.
Yes, throw Northwestern in there too.
Oh,
Those three journalism schools. Yeah. We are the peak of nerddom about pride from where we got a degree.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I love it.
Speaking of ridiculous, how about this Caitlin Clark and the matchup against UConn in this Final Four? She must have been, for you at the Big Ten Network, just a lot of fun to watch this year and cover.
Chris, I have been lucky enough to be covering sports for a career for 20 years now. I can't think of a second place athlete that I've been more excited to cover. I've covered Rose Bowls. I did Sports Center anchoring. I was able to do NCAA tournaments for the men and left and right. There's no one that's a close second. That's how far above she is on the joy that she's given me just to be able to follow her career. We figured out, I want to say maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago, it was like, oh, this is a unicorn. We've never seen someone like her before. We'll never see someone like her again. I mean, the comparisons are athletically, I've often said, I feel like she right now is Wayne Gretzky in 1980 because of the things she's doing haven't been done before in the sport. But the truth is she's more than that. She's more like a Tiger 2000 or a Jordan early 90s because there's this social aspect to her. She has a following and it grows literally every day. 7 different television networks have had their highest rated women's basketball game of all time this year. They were all Caitlin Clark games. She is an absolute undeniable force that there really is no appropriate comparison because she's just that good. The Steph Curry threes, the flair, the winning, it's been an unbelievable trip to watch her.
Yeah, and when you say that the game, right, this last game with LSU and Iowa, over 12 million people watched it, the most watched college women's basketball game ever. And I mean, I am that anecdote of that person who didn't watch women's college basketball. I mean, I don't watch a lot of basketball in general. We had appointment television to watch that game. We have appointment television tonight to watch the game. And not only that, but watching it with like my fiance and his sons sitting around watching this game. And I thought, well, certainly we're not the only household having this experience for the first time.
It's wild, Amy. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I know I was talking the other day with a buddy and he was like, I've never watched women's basketball in my life. I actually mostly made fun of it most of my life. And I spent 4.5 hours glued to my couch on Monday watching those Elite Eight games. I mean, to give that 12 million perspective, not only was that the highest rated women's basketball game in the history of American television, we're talking Olympics, WNBA, college, whatever, broadcast network. There was no higher game ever. But like a normal good number for an Elite Eight game would be like 2 million. And they had 12. Like it's you run out of ways to describe how different and powerful and amazing what is happening with the sport is. And the truth is, I mean, if we're being real, 80 to 90% of it is because of Caitlin Clark. However, that other 10 to 20% is the game is just better. I mean, I've covered it for about 17 years, and I'm telling you, 17 years ago, there was not this type of athleticism. There were always good players and there were always good teams, but there wasn't this depth of good players, of athletic players, of great coaches. Like, I think one of the things that, you know, there's been a debate what helped or hurt the sport for so long was it was always UConn or Tennessee. And on the one hand, it creates a dynasty, which is good for the sport. On the other hand, it feels boring when it's one of those two programs winning every year. And now it's grown to so many different types of programs that are recruiting, that are getting players who are doing more things. I mean, I don't know if you guys got to watch that other Elite Eight game, but Juju Watkins, the freshman at USC, she's so good as a freshman. She actually averaged 1 point per game more as a freshman than Caitlin Clark did when she was a freshman. And Clark's the highest scoring player in the history of the sport. So it's actually possible that in 3 years, Juju Watkins could break some of the records that Caitlin has set this year.
Do you think there's enough here? And I covered women's basketball when I was at Illinois State. I was on the women's basketball beat for a couple of years. So but watching now, you're right. It's different. These players are more athletic. They are better than what I watched, 20 years ago up close. Is there enough momentum created when Clark leaves, when Angel Reese is gone? And she has a pretty big following too, just because she's such a personality. Is there enough to carry the sport even farther after these women have gone?
So that's the golden question, Chris. I mean, that's what everyone who follows the sport or loves the sport or is invested in the sport has been talking about for months. I believe, yes, with an asterisk. I don't think we're going to see these types of numbers, like a 12 million for an Elite Eight game. I don't think that's fair to expect.
Aren't they expecting 15 tonight, potentially?
Wow.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Final Fours and title games get you, generally speaking, the highest numbers. So if they got 12 for an Elite Eight, you would think that it would snowball forward and you would get more than 12 for this Final Four. But when Caitlin's in the WNBA and she's not playing next year, again, that's the heart of all this, is this once in a generation player. And when she's not there, what will the sport become? Now, as someone who's, again, really enjoyed the sport the last couple of years and is hoping that it does stay here, I will say the fact that the spotlight was on Monday and people got to see Paige Beckers and were like, oh, she's coming back next year. She's a baller. That helps bring into next season. The fact that Juju Watkins got a bunch of eyeballs on her. And then, by the way, she played in the Pac-12. So a bunch of her games were on the Pac-12 network, which weren't broadcast nationally. They never were able to get a big syndication deal. And she's moving to the Big Ten with USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington changing conferences. So she'll be on the Big Ten network, which is nationally broadcast. She'll be on Fox. She'll be on NBC. So she will have a spotlight on her. I think it is possible for them to take a good chunk of this momentum and bring it over into next year. That's what I hope. That's what I think most people who are around the sport are desperately clinging on to and going, we can do it. Let's see if we can ride this wave.
Yeah, and I almost wonder too if she's similar to a Tiger Woods effect, where Tiger Woods, whenever he was on television, it became appointment television. People who never watched golf watched solely to watch Tiger Woods. And of course, when he's not playing, those numbers go down a little bit, but it still grew the sport. And I wonder if we'll see that effect where the numbers do go back down, but they're higher than they were and they continue to grow.
I think that's right. I think that's another really good comparison.
Mike Hall, with the Big Ten Network, he is a host there and has been there for quite some time. And I wanted to also talk to you. We were hoping to talk before the Elite Eight game for the Fighting Illini, the men's side. They had a terrific run this year. And then it just, that Elite Eight game did not go very well. What are the future prospects for the Fighting Illini?
Yeah, I have to have our researcher look up. When was the last time a team gave up 30 unanswered points but won a game? I'm pretty sure he won't have to look very long for that.
That was something.
It was brutal. But I really do think that was more about their opponent than it was about them. I mean, you don't get to the Elite Eight by fluke. You don't, people seem to forget. In the last 5 years, no one has won more Big Ten conference games than Illinois. Like what Brad Underwood has done there, he's created a brand new vibe around the program. The John Gross era just never took off. And the fact that Underwood has gotten them maybe not quite to the Bruce Weber, Bill Self era in the early aughts or mid aughts, but they're relevant nationally, not just in the Big Ten. And Underwood is seen as one of the more thoughtful and aggressive people in the new world of the transfer portal in college sports, where players are basically free agents. They can kind of leave their program and go somewhere else at the end of the year. There are unsubstantiated rumors of some big successful players that want to go to Illinois and are in the transfer portal already. I think that's what's going to happen. I think every year he's going to bring in 2 or 3 guys that are either big name guys or as you know, Chris, Marcus Damask was a Southern Illinois kid.
Yeah.
And he was not this highly valued prospect, but Underwood saw him, said, I think I can develop him. And then around December, he was like, wait a minute, what if I don't try to develop him? What if we try to turn him into a star? Let him loose, let him, get into the paint on his own, because he's this rangy 6'6" guy with long arms. And it worked. And then he's scoring 16, 17 points a game and gets them to the Elite Eight. So I feel really good on the macro about where the Illinois basketball program is and where it's going.
Yeah, Damascus was a huge loss for the Valley, and we know the Valley very well down here, it being headquartered in St. Louis. So losing players like that. And then, you mentioned the transfer portal. There are a lot of coaches, and, you hear some of the established coaches, those who have been around for a long time, who are lamenting this transfer portal and how difficult it is for them to, retain players. Do you think it is that big of a deal? Is it really bad for the sport?
I think it's a little more nuanced than what I'm going to give you, but let's live in a hot take world, right? That's more fun. I think it's a little bit more of the old school coaches don't like the adjustment because it's not what they're used to. And the younger, quote unquote, coaches are like, oh, this is the reality, then let's adjust to it. And, it kind of reminds me of when the 3-point line came in, right?
Yeah.
There were a bunch of old school hoops people who were like, well, this isn't the sport. This is phony. And once people, embraced it, they were like, oh, it's actually can be entertaining and can be good for the sport. I mean, the thing that always drove me crazy is when coaches got one rule and players got another. A coach can leave a program whenever he wants.
Right.
He can leave at the end of one year to go to a different school and leave at the end of that year to go to a different school. And we've seen that happen. So is it that crazy that a player can be allowed to do the same thing? Like, I don't think so. You mentioned I went to Missouri, and I'm a very, very proud Mizzou alum, but I came from the Chicago suburbs. And my freshman year, I didn't know anyone on campus. It took me about 7 or 8 months to find happiness there. Like I wasn't in a good spot. And I considered transferring. I actually filed paperwork. And then around that 8-month mark, I found my people and fell in love with the campus. And now I'm, like I said, a proud Mizzou alum. But I would have hated to think that if I had basketball rules under the old day, if I wanted to transfer, I would be able to not study journalism for a year and have to sit out just to go to a different school. Well, that seems really ridiculous in hindsight. It was just the way it was done, so we accepted it. So no, I don't think it's the be all end all. I just think it's so different because, in fairness to the coaches, you talk to them and every single one of them says, yeah, my job is now not only to recruit new players, but to constantly recruit my own players. And that's kind of a headache. That's why the coaches are so against it, because it's so much more work for them to do, because they really do have to constantly be recruiting their own players that they already have in, and they're not used to doing that. An interesting idea, Chris, is people are throwing around the idea of, are we a few years away from straight up contracts where just players are employees, we're going to give you X amount, but you have to be here 2 years and you can't transfer out. I don't know if we're getting there. That feels like a large step, but that could be along the line in the near future where players really are basically employed.
Mike Hall, you're the best. Thank you for joining us today.
It is always great to talk to a St. Louis Six.
Man, feeling pretty good about that 6.
Yeah. Especially today, because it is
Yeah.
a little rough.
It's rough today. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Amy.
See ya.
That is Mike Hall with the Big Ten Network. This is the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
You would spend a lot more time in your backyard if you had a great outdoor space, like something designed and built by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. The sign you have the very best. If you've been needing to replace that deck that's been splintering and may even be a danger, you should consider maybe Vecadec vinyl decking. The new colors are Espresso, Hazelnut, Cayenne, and Storm. And Pewter is the new color for 2024. That never needs to be stained, and they look amazing. Chesterfield Fence and Deck can do fences, of course, decks, custom sunrooms, screen rooms, pergolas, patios, retaining walls, windows. They do it all, and they will make your outdoor space the place that everybody wants to get together and celebrate, or maybe just your own little peaceful place all your own. Give them a call and mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. Stop by their beautiful showroom or find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
You collect baseball memorabilia.
16 bobbleheads and counting.
Have a closet full of jerseys.
Number 7, that's my favorite.
And let's not forget
my rally towels.
Now, KMOX and Rawlings are celebrating you, the loyal fan. You could win tickets to an upcoming game and $100 from Rawlings. Get entered now at KMOX.com/contests. Just upload a photo of you decked out in your game day attire.
I'm the best fan.
I'm the best fan.
The best fans in baseball. Presented by KMOX and Rawlings. The mark of a pro.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
La 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 la. Oops.
Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill.
La 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 la.
Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
It is now time to win that second pair of tickets to see Heart October 5th at Enterprise Center. We are looking for caller number 4 to the contest line at 314-955-1120, 314-955-1120. Caller number 4 will see Heart at Enterprise Center in October. Good luck.
Maybe you've heard about Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles, that they're an awesome senior community, that they have wonderful food and the best residents around. They have long tenured staff, and they offer lots of fun activities and outings. Well, that's all true. Hi, I'm Ann Williams, General Manager of Fairwinds River's Edge. We're always looking for new residents to join us, to play games, to participate in aqua aerobics, to enjoy a massage, to be free to do the things they want to do, and not be staring at the honey to-do list that's 20 items deep. No maintenance, no cleaning, no cooking. With on-site home health care services, scheduled transportation, and so much more, they'll be saying, hello, Fairwinds. So why not join us Tuesday, April 23rd, for our Spring Fling event? The Backstreet Cruisers will be performing. Call 636-754-2317 to RSVP to schedule lunch and a tour. You'll be happy you checked us out.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the house.
Faurot Field, home sweet home for Tiger Nation on 7 Saturdays each fall. The traditions in tailgating run deep. The victories roar louder, and you can't get energy like this sitting on your couch. So don't wait. Get up and get in the game. Lock in your seats today because every seat is front row to greatness. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
Congratulations, Joe from St. Louis. Who
No
won.
kidding.
Yep. See, it can be done, Missouri. It can.
But Joe from St. Louis, I mean, if he's from St. Louis, like St. Louis City, he's close to Illinois. So St.
Okay, but
Louis
this-
is the furthest west that's ever won.
That's not true. We just had somebody yesterday from Baldwin. Anthony
Well,
and Baldwin
It
won
wasn't yesterday.
2 days ago. Anyway, so congratulations, Joe in St. Louis, for winning those tickets to see Heart again. Tickets on sale October 5th. They will be performing at Enterprise Center.
And the next time we talk to all of you on the Chris and Amy show, it'll be Eclipse Day.
Eclipse Day on Monday. Do not look up into the sun.
Don't stare at the sun. So technically, they always said you can only look at the sun while it's totality. And since St. Louis is not totality, that means never.
Dude, don't even bother with it. Can you do it with special glasses? How does that
no,
work?
they said if you're in totality, while it's totally covered, you can look at it, right?
Don't say that if you don't know for sure.
Pretty sure.
Be careful out there.
Be careful.
Do not look into the sun. That's
President
Amy.
Bush doesn't look into the sun.
Look into the Odyssey app and find us. Find us there. You can listen live, listen to Cardinals baseball. Go get our podcasts. So if you missed anything, it's all on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. The Dave Glover Show is next. Amy and I back with you 10 o'clock Monday right here on KMOX.
Hey, folks, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house on the walls, patios, walkways, porch, or chimneys? If so, this might be a great time to call Morelli